Yeah, I think I'm not as good at technology as I thought. Because okay, so for those of you who aren't watching like this after it airs and have been waiting for like the last hour, every time I set up a broadcast in OBS, which is usually like 12:30 to 1 p.m., like an hour before we start, by the time I'm done setting up the broadcast, Grenster is in chat saying Mambo. And I had thought previously that like because I'm templating off of an old stream, that's just what it was picking up on. But no, apparently, Grenster, you're like the first person in chat every time when I set that broadcast up, and I just hadn't clocked the fact that it was actually sending like a push notification. So I'll see if I can fix that on my end, because that's not the intended way that I plan on these streams being advertised necessarily. So yeah, if you got this notification at 1 p.m. and you're like, why is this guy not live yet? I'm sorry, it's because I'm not good with computer, which is a little unfortunate because I used to think I was really good at computer, and now I have to kind of confront my own mortality a bit. But either way, we're gonna do some parent runs today. So I talked about this in the Aries CM retrospective. The idea of like what are some things that we can improve on and do better for next time. And the big one is that this account just has a major deficiency on parents. So I think that's the big thing we're going to work on. But at the same time, have you guys seen the May schedule yet? Because there's so much to do. Umamusume, May schedule. We have 2 CMs this month, which is crazy time. So I'm going to have to start on like CM prep way earlier than I really wanted to. Here's the schedule if you haven't seen it yet. It is here. No, that's okay. I don't want to use my Google account to sign into Reddit. Thank you. So we have Taurus Cup starting on the 10th, which is really like the 13th. This 10th is just like when the lobby's open. So that's 10 days from now. And I usually try and give myself about a week of prep time, which means we're going to have to start CM prep like next Wednesday. And then after that, Gemini is May 31st, which is really like June 2nd. So we don't have a ton of downtime from the end of Taurus to the start of Gemini. We're going to be doing a lot of CM prep this month, which is nice because it's carrots, but it's also like not nice because I would love the time to work on some other stuff. So basically what that means is I've had to figure out like what our CM plan is for Taurus earlier than I would have otherwise wanted to. And I think what I've landed on, I can pull up the Kachidev track map here too. The CM that's coming up, Taurus, is the Derby, more or less. So it's Tokyo 2400, left, spring, sunny, firm. Assuming that Kachidev is correct. I haven't double checked, but it should be correct. And so the biggest thing that people are going to be planning around is redshift. So if we put in anybody, like we just put Creek in, and then we give Creek front runner, we put redshift in, and then we run it. Redshift is going to trigger right here, which is more or less exactly at the start of late race. So redshift is going to be the big one to build around. And redshift's activation criteria are fairly generous. As long as you're 5th or above, which is over half of the field, you get it to activate on the final corner. So plan on almost everybody having redshift. And if we're planning on everybody having redshift, I would expect a decent amount of front runners and pace chasers. But the other catch to this track is that the final straight is very long. Very, very long. So it starts at 1900 and goes all the way to 2400. If we compare that to the last CM, which was Nakayama 2000, final straight started at 1700 and only went to 2000. So the back stretch on Taurus is long, which means that lates and ends are going to be favored because they have more time to duel. So it's going to be a really interesting CM in terms of what's likely to be good. The track favors frontrunner activation skills, but the track also favors end closer, dueling, and late race speed. And so I think where I've landed, because our account does have fairly limited resources, is I think we're looking at something like Tamamo Cross as an end closer, because we did just pull on Mr. CB. So I think this is probably where we want to be. We get White Lightning in mid-race, which is, you know, fine for mid-race velocity. I think that'll be fine. Mid-race velocity was one of the themes that we kind of talked about in the CM retrospective video. But then I think I'm going to run double pace. As much as I want to run double front, because I do want to explore frontrunner construction for CMs in general, our account really does not have the resources. We don't have access to Bourbon's Wit card, because we started playing after that came out. We don't have access to Twin Turbo, which means we don't have access to Taking the Lead, which is a very good frontrunner skill. We also don't have access to any of the meta frontrunners. We don't have Saiyan Sky, we don't have Maru Zensky, we don't have Valentine Bourbon, we don't have Kita-san, we don't have, who's the other one? Who's the other frontrunner that everybody likes? Summer Maru Zensky. We don't have any of the frontrunners that are good. So I don't think we can be on front. I think we need to be on pace, but I think that the activation criteria for Redshift is generous enough that we can run pace chasers with Redshift and we can still get away with it. So I'm looking at something like Daiwa Scarlet, where we get access to killer tunes, great mid-race velocity, usable gold recovery skill, because the stamina threshold for this is going to be around like 850 to 900 or so, 1,000 if you want to be safe. So I think Daiwa looks really good as pace. And then I have no idea who else I want to be pace. The one thing I do want to check is actually, where does Tachyon's unique activate? I think Daiwa looks really, really good if you don't have access to any like meta frontrunner slash pace chasers. I think Daiwa is a great bet. Tachyon is going to activate Uma 2 too early, so it's not going to give us velocity carry over into the final leg. That's probably not where we want to be. What about Nishino Flower? Medium E? We could conceivably inherit that up. How does Nishino Flower look? Not Mishino. Mishino. There we go. What website is this? This is KachiDev. KachiDev is my preferred site for reading track maps. I think it's the most interpretable of any of them. Budding Blossom is super late, so we probably don't want to be on that either. Who do I want my second pace chaser to be, man? What about Special Week? Usable gold. Usable gold. This could be, you know, this could be a Special Week angle. What is the unique activation for Shooting Star? Oh, sorry, I wasn't showing you. Hang on, we'll back up. Special Week's got Gourmand. Special Week's got In Body and Mind. That's good. Those are two gold skills that will activate. Wet Conditions is going to go unused, but whatever. Where does Shooting Star activate, though? What if we just plug Special Week in? It can activate a little late. What's the criteria? Not in first, but in first half and you pass somebody, you get speed and acceleration. It's not great. Teo not usable? I don't think Teo's good like ever, man. Like Technician sucks. Lightning Step sucks. And her unique is insanely unreliable. I don't know. I don't think I've basically ever looked at Teo. What about Air Groove? Useless golds. Mid-pack or further back? She's not going to be mid-pack or further back. Halfway through final corner is too late for Taiki to be good. I'll think on it. This is eventually going to be a YouTube video, but I think for sure, I think that Tamamo Cross is locked in. We need 5 more long shoes in order to get to Tail 9. I think Daiwa's locked in. Daiwa's really, really good. And we could just update that now. Yeah, I think we're locked in here. Let's do that. Pace, Grass. I mean, I could just be a degenerate again and run Dominator. I guess if you're never sure what to do, you can just run, like... I wouldn't run Pace Grass. I think I would run Late Grass. I would use On Your Left and Dominator. Like, they both work, right? That's a decent fallback if I'm not sure what else I really want to do. Yeah, I'll think about it. I think for sure Daiwa and Tamamo are locked in. The point, though, is that especially to make Tamamo work, I want to have a usable Ryan parent. Because Let's Pump Some Iron is so good on so many tracks that I think it's a worthwhile investment. Front L? Calm and Collected is kind of nice. Up-tempo, I guess, is kind of nice. Her unique doesn't do anything on this track, though. Because it's acceleration in the final straight. That's way too late. Or does she have a velocity component in it? She has target speed in there as well. It does activate really, really late, but, like, it is velocity, I guess. Yeah, I could think about that. I could think about that. Let's save the third runner for YouTube when we actually figure out what our plan is. For now, though, I want to think about building a parent for Tamamo specifically. I've been doing one extra URA finale run a day just to finish up Golshi mode. I did unlock Ultra Golshi mode last night. We're going to do that in a video tomorrow. Tomorrow's video is going to be my approach to Ultra Golshi mode. So we'll do that, and then we'll probably go into CM prep, just as a heads up. So, let's build Orion. Yeah, front L has a really bad gold kit. Creek would be fine with just skipping the stamina requirement. I don't think we're gonna have trouble hitting the stamina requirement, though, because I can just, like, use Creek, the support card, and then I can get, Maestro, and then, like, I'm not really worried about it. So as far as Tamamo goes, or as far as Tamamo goes, we know that we want a Ryan parent on our end. We know that we want one of Ryan's parents to be Dober, so that we can get Let's Pump Some Iron and Moving Past and Beyond on the same runner. The other parent that I would like this runner to have is Gold Chip. And I don't know how good of a Gold Chip parent I have access to. 1 Wit 2 Turf is probably not good enough. And then everything below here is going to be really bad. Like, really, really bad. So if that's off limits, who else would I not mind having as an inherited unique? I've been really impressed with Sotono Diamond's unique. And on this track specifically, the final straight is deep enough in late race that we should be at max velocity by then. So we could think about encompassing Shine. We do have an acceptable sort of like late surger-ish Sotono Diamond parent. Were you any better? No, you were not better. Were you any better? You stam 1 medium? That's not better. Were you better? 2 speed, 2 mile? You're a little interesting. Ryan as an ace is good. Ryan as an ace could be good, but I really want to try and run double pace. Because I think that most people are going to skew late end. And if most people are going to skew late end, then I want to be able to gobble up 2 power, 2 long tether. Okay, you know what? It should probably be this one. Let's go with you. I want to be able to gobble up all of the red shift triggers that I can. So, like, if I had the account for it, I would actually want to run triple front in this CM. Because then I could hog every single redshift activation to myself, more or less. Let's actually, like, not filter this at all. Hang on. Because I just want to find the best over we have access to. You. How do you look? I think if I had the account for it, that's the way that I would want to approach it. Ramp up is nice, medium straights is nice. Late corners I'm not really going to use. Late straights, take the chance is nice. Nimble nav is nice. Maybe you. This also puts us at mile, medium, long A, so that we can do everything we want. So this is going to be a Ryan parent with a Dober and Satono Diamond grandparent. That should be... Ask my friend to show how Redshift would look like. Redshift goes crazy. And my friend... I'll show it because I actually think it's extremely funny. And this is probably what my friend is going to be running. Look at how fast normal Maruzensky accelerates in late race on this track. The blue line... the blue line is Maruzensky. She's done halfway through Redshift. Like, you almost don't need another acceleration because of how fast just Redshift gets you to max velocity on this track. Normal Maruzensky is really, really scary. I don't think many people are going to be running her just because frontrunners really fall off on this final straight. I think you're going to get caught and beaten by, like, random duels. And in fact, I can show that. So, like, let's say that you're just competing against a normal end closer, right? A gold ship. Actually, gold ship's unique is really scary. Who would be better? Let's say, like, Cafe. Let's say you're competing against an end Cafe. And these stats are exactly the same. Distance aptitudes are exactly the same, right? So the only difference here is that one is front, one is end. One has a busted unique, and one has just like an average unique. The Cafe dumpsters Maruzensky by almost 2 lengths. And that's with a unique that doesn't really do a whole lot. So I think you need to have a good front runner in order to be competitive on this track. And you can see here, this is the velocity gap, right? The fact that the blue line is lower all the way through late race is because end closers move faster at max velocity. Their max velocity is just higher. So frontrunners have a bit of a natural disadvantage here. I think it's something that you can overcome if you're building it that well. But the Redshift on its own does so much heavy lifting for your acceleration. She accelerates twice as fast as Cafe does with the same skills. Not saying that, like, you shouldn't build Maru because she doesn't have anything else going for her, but her unique is singularly strong on this track. So, if we put this Ryan together, this is full power Sparks with a little bit of... Actually, no. It is full power Sparks, so it's 2 power, 2 long, plus 2 power, 2 mile? 2 power, 2 medium. I wish the blues were better, but that's fine. I think this would be a serviceable Ryan parent for us to use in future CMs. And then as far as a deck goes, we should actually be using our Trackblazer parent deck here. We want as much race bonus as possible. So I guess you'd take a nice nature as a borrow. No, I think you need the speed card here. Pick a Fuku for 10, but then get rid of Tosin Jordan because she's only at 5. Give me like an SSR Haru for another 10. Fine Motions 10. Sundays 15, and then Nishino Flower. I think this is the best race bonus that we can manage. So this is 10, 20, 30, 60, 70. It is a 70 race bonus deck. What about Top Road? I would rather have Fuku for the parent run, just because of the starting stats to get us through the early game easier. I think that Top Road has better skill hints associated with her, but I think most of our skill hints are just going to come from versus races. And so if most of our skill hints are coming from versus races, let's just pile as much race bonus on as possible, because we already know that we want to be running like a 40 race schedule or something like that. So I think we're going to run with this. We'll skip the event boost because we're going to be doing like maybe 3 to 4 runs today. And then we'll see if we can get something usable. If only SSR Jordan was 10% race bonus. If only there was literally any second speed card that had a 10% race bonus that wasn't from gacha pulls, man. It's Shinko Windy and that's it. There's nothing else. Let's go ahead and max friendship. Yeah, Tosin Jordan is a really good speed card. She's just 5% speed bonus, which is really, like, not where you want to be when you're trying to get race bonus as high as possible. But she does have great starting stats. Let's focus on maxing our friendship as much as possible. 1 hint. 3 trainees. How much do I care about Nishino flower hints? Almost not at all. Yeah, if you don't have Shinko Windy at max limit break, it makes your life so much harder in Trackblazer. I know that our choice of using a crystal on Shinko Windy is like the first thing we used a crystal on when Trackblazer started was contentious in the YouTube comments at the time, but I still maintain that was the correct choice for that crystal by a very, very wide margin. We have used Shinko Windy in almost every single Trackblazer deck that we've run. This is a decent opportunity to pick up a Nishino Flower Hint, I guess. Like, if we see firm conditions, we're pretty happy with that. We're going to be buying Firm Course Menace on, like, the next 4 CMs or something like that, because they're all firm conditions. And then I could get Nimble Nav off of Fine Motion being here. I think I'm fine with that, too. We might even be able to train next turn. Yeah, I think she's the best investment for gold crystals right now by far, if you don't have her to max limit break. Next best is probably like Admire Vega, but you don't use that card in like every single deck. Actually, next best investment is probably Sunday's Wit card. If you were looking for something else to use gold crystals on, it's probably her next. That's also a card that is incredibly good for Trackblazer. I would love to take like a recreation here if possible. Power 10 versus speed 10. Our power is 100% going to get there. We're running 2 speed cards on a trainee with 20% speed growth, so we take speed. No friend. God, incredible power training, but not at 25%. I guess I should just take the full rest here because we have debut in 2 turns. And then if I could wit here, it's okay. Shinko Windy is more or less where Haru is right now on Guts, and I know that I don't need to train Power because it's going to get there automatically. So just give me the energy discount from Fuku being on Guts. Nice little 10 energy. Shouldn't need to buy skills here. Yeah, I don't need any of this. We could run Pace just to be a little more consistent. And then we'll switch to... Ryan, what is your end aptitude? Because we want to run Tamamo as end, not late. Are you able to do that, I wonder? Vita 20, motivating megaphone. Your end F? Alright, never mind. I guess we'll just run late. Well... I'll try end a few times. 3... That's 2 friends. 1 friend. 2 friends. How do you feel about megaphone? You have a Vita 20. You can megaphone this for sure. Recreations is important because it gives energy and a boot up. Well, it's not guaranteed to give energy is the problem. If karaoke didn't exist, I'd agree with you. But if you're using energy... Like, if we take this stamina training, because it's good for the friendship growth that we have here right now, Sunday's way behind. If we take this stamina training, and we were guaranteed to get energy back from recreation, that would be really good. Because it would mean we could train next turn and we'd fix mood. But if we hit karaoke off of this recreation, we can't take a training this turn, because we still wouldn't have enough energy. So it's a little bit of a gamble. And for Trackblazer specifically, because you run so many races and have so many chances to see Etsuko, I've been more comfortable saving recreation and just not doing it unless I have a really, really bad training. 26? Oh, it's so good, though. You know, it's so good that I would gamble on it. It's a really, really good training. And then let's go ahead and load our schedule now that our races start up. Energy 5, Stam 5 versus Energy 5, Speed 5. Let's make sure we get stamina to 600 so we don't have to stress the Spring Tano. Junior Medium? Yeah, that'll do. Alright, let's jump in. Also, let's make sure we're consuming skill books. Let's see what we've got. That's why you do it as soon as possible. I can see the argument for that. I think the longer you get into the career, the less valuable recreation becomes, because you're closer to running races, but like if I have a training that builds 2 friendships, I'm not gonna recreate over doing that for like most situations. How come that setting's always off for me? So I have 2 Steam accounts. The first Steam account is stuff that I play on streams, and the second Steam account is stuff that I play in my personal time. I just find that to be a useful delineation for things that I do for content creation and things that I do for fun, so that like streams don't cross and I don't get like random Steam notifications from people I don't know. However, when you switch a Steam account, it blows out all your UMA settings. So every time I do that swap, all of the settings reset. Like every single one of them. Which is why I have to reset it every single time. I would love to take energy back right now. I don't think it means I can train. Double power manual's fine. We don't race this turn. That's right. I wanted to see a good wit training, because I don't think I can fight a 20 into this guts. Yeah, I almost certainly can't. So let's take a wreck now, because otherwise we would just rest this turn. But we're about to go into a ton of other races. I think this is a good time to rest. Because we haven't seen our mood ups yet. And then carrot me, cupcake me. Definitely master cleat hammer me at some point, but I don't think I need it yet. What are we passing up to race this turn? We're passing up a pretty good speed. But the race is still going to be more valuable because this is a parent run and we want the skill points. And then this is a rival race. I want to see if you can win this as an end closer. Because if you can, I think I would rather buy end hints. She can't. Okay. Then I think we run this whole career as end. We can make more than one Ryan parent. This can be like the end closer Ryan parent, and then we can also make a late surger Ryan parent, because realistically I'm probably going to make both. Speed 6 guts versus rainy days? I'll just take stats, thank you. Cupcake overrated? I think Berry Sweet Cupcake is overrated. I think normal Cupcake is appropriately rated, though. Might want to buy that kale juice. What are my trainings like this turn? Not good enough. Probably not good enough, but okay. Actually, maybe that stamina is good enough. That's 2 low friendships right now. I think I would be okay with popping a kale juice here. It feels aggressive, but I really want to try and build momentum for the run. So let's go like this. I'm not going to bother cupcaking this because we're about to run 4 races in a row, so I really don't care that we're in good mood now. We're going to be in great mood by the end of the Hopeful Stakes for sure. And then give me a stamina training, and then I'm going to run all 4 of these. I'm fine gambling on a potential mood down at the Hanshin JF. Because there's still a lot of stuff in this shop I want to buy. I want Master Cleat Hammer, Speed Ankle 8, Motivating Megaphone, and Power Manual. So we gotta make some progress on buying all of that. Okay. I can see that, Bobby. If you're doing like 4, 5, 6, 7 races in a row, you're basically guaranteed to tank your mood. And in those cases, the fact that a berry cupcake can pull you from awful back to normal is really valuable. But I tend to avoid the 4 and 5 race stretches or longer at basically all costs. Mostly because I just don't like losing 30 stats. I know that, like, mathematically it mostly works out where you're still stats positive, but affectively it makes me feel not good. And then we want to prioritize the medium because this is very likely going to be a medium parent. Or at least that's what we want her to be. It's not the end of the world if she isn't, because we can use her to fix aptitudes, but... Kinda need this race is the problem, because there's a lot of stuff in the shop to buy. I'll spend 1 clock on this. There we go. I cannot spend any other clocks, though. You have the 5 race stretch with the mile medium dirts. Yeah, that's basically the only one that I'll do, and even then I don't really like doing it. There's some runs where I'll just say I don't need to get the QE2 cup epithet, because it's only 30 stats total. And I just don't do anything early November so that I can run the 3 race at the end. Clocks on non-G1s is bad. I'm aware, but also not being able to buy everything in this shop right now is bad. Because we still want Motivating Megaphone, we want both these stam scrolls. I wouldn't mind having 1 Guts ankle weight on me, and then we also have to figure out how to buy this power scroll. And if we didn't clock that race, I don't think we would have been able to afford it all, so we were kind of forced into it, unfortunately. And then we can go ahead and clock this, because it's a G1 that we'll be re-rolling if we lose it. I mean, the only time I'll clock a G3 is if I need the race coins specifically. I'm not clocking random G3s just so that I get the undefeated epithet at the end of the run, but if there's an extremely high value shop, I think it's probably correct to alarm clock a G3. Otherwise, you're losing out on so many potential stats. No skin condition is great. Not getting Fast and Furious is a little annoying, but we'll live. Actually, we can do this. We go Guts, Ankle Weight, Power, Scroll, Speed, Manual, and then I can get Wit Scroll after the Hopeful Stakes. So this is fine. Hanshin and Asahi don't have epithets. The Hanshin does, but it's only for the Tiara route. It is not for the Crown route. And it's like 15 total stats or something like that. So it's not like oh my god, you must win this or your run is over. But sorry, it's a plus 30 actually. So the Hanshin JF contributes to Goddess. And then if you wanted to get mile a minute, which is not super necessary, you can also get mile straightaways out of it. But the Hanshin JF specifically contributes to Goddess, which is a 30 stat epithet. So you do want to pay attention to that one. The Futurity Stakes does not contribute to an epithet directly outside of mile a minute. And the JF has a better white spark anyway, so, like, you might as well just run it. The 500 bonus fans that you get out of the Futurity Stakes really does not matter that much. Second Kale Juice and Shop Reset would go crazy. For Affinity, you run the JF, whether it's Crown or Tiara. Yeah, I mean, it's like there's no real reason that you'd intentionally want to run the Futurity Stakes in Track Blazer, so everybody just runs the JF as like the default. And then because everybody runs it as the default, you run it on your parent runs, because anybody who's doing the Tiara is going to have it, so... It'll just kind of feeds into itself, basically. Can I reach that wit training? It's gonna be close. Let's make 22. With Fuku's fail protection, I might be able to hit that, honestly. 18? I would gamble on an 18. Tiara or Crown, which is better? Crown gives more stats, but not everybody is going to have 400 stamina by late October. And not everybody is going to have 600 stamina by late April. So, if you can run the Crown is better. But if you can't run the Crown, or if you can't, like, if you're not running somebody who's building stamina, like if you're making a sprinter or a mile team trials runner, I think the Crown is usually not the route you should be taking because you have to go way above your stat targets in order to run it. I'd gamble on a 10% too. That's the way I look at it, at least. Like, the Crown is marginally better if you can manage it, but it's not so much better that you should be doing it over just focusing on having the right stat distribution for what you're trying to do. It's a shame it's a versus race today. Because that's a really nice bit training. Maybe I'll see it next turn. You're around 300 by the Satsuki, you'll do Crown, otherwise Tiara. Yeah, or if you have, like, if you're using a trainee that has an innate recovery, even if you don't necessarily need that stamina for team trials, like if you're running, you know, Ogre, Pace Ogre specifically, you're going to buy Gourmand anyway. Because even though you don't need the stamina, it's still a gold skill, like a really consistent gold skill for team trials. And if you're going to buy Gourmand anyway, you might as well just go and run the Spring Tenno, because as long as you're like 400 stamina, you can finish it. So, I think there's like arguments for it, but 0, 0, really nice stamina, but no energy recovery to speak of. And then no speed. This has to be a rest, unfortunately. 2 discounts towards Gambit. I think Gambit is actually not bad on this CM track. Let me double check. Where Gambit? No, never mind, it's bad. I thought Gambit was like final corner, not just velocity in the back late race. Gambit's so bad. It's so atrociously bad. Still can't win the Spring Tenno 600 Stam and Gourmet. I mean, Gourmet could just not be triggering. You're still subject to wit checks on it. And you could still rush if you don't get Gourmand to trigger, so there's ways to lose it. Okay, that's summer break taken care of. I'll be taking both of those. Am I losing anything else that's priority? Not really. Power ankle weights, like, it would be nice to have, but Ryan's power growth rate is so ridiculous that we're probably not going to need it. Versus Mile. The big one we're looking for inside of this is early start, because early start is going to make Daring Strike cheaper. That's the real difference maker that we want to look for. Since the CM track is not a straightaway spurt track, I think we want to just try and pile on as much mid-race velocity as possible. Move ourselves up to, like, you know, 5th or 6th by the start of late race. And then we're going to have Moving Past and Beyond. Plus, Let's Pump Some Iron be our acceleration to carry us to the front. How are we on motivating? We're at 1. Probably don't need 2. Wit Manual would be nice. Miracle Cure would be nice, because this is going to be our 3rd race in a row. And then I have my eye on that Berry Cupcake. Because I am at good now, so if we get race fatigue after this, we're going to drop to normal. Also, we did get Spring Runner, which is relevant. We are going to do Crown Root on this parent. That's going to be a reroll. Just don't get blocked next time. There you go. Standing by might be a little useful. Mood down. Okay. I mean, at least we can train this turn. These trainings are god-awful, though. I might just take wit. I wouldn't mind building Fuku's friendship up a little bit, but I don't really feel like gambling on it if I don't need to, and this wit training is just free. What should be the velocity acceleration ratio of skills? I think most of the time you don't need more than like 3 acceleration skills. It is technically possible to have too much acceleration, but the first 2 skills at a minimum are extremely valuable, as long as they activate in light rays specifically, because not all acceleration skills are created equal. So if you look at the track map, like literally any track map, any point where the line goes up is an acceleration phase. And as long as the line is going up, your acceleration is doing something. So on this CM track, on CM1, the only time acceleration matters is here. All of these other times, you're not really speeding up. Like, you're speeding up a little bit in these pace up modes, but you can't control when pace up activates. So if you were running like corner acceleration, you could technically get lucky and have corner acceleration active when you hit a pace up mode and get some benefit from it. But if you hit corner acceleration here, it doesn't actually do anything because you're not speeding up. On the other hand, a skill like Redshift that triggers at a very, very predictable point at the start of the 4th corner, you know that the 4th corner is in an acceleration phase, which means Redshift is very, very, very good. But they're not all created equal, and you have to be able to look at the track map and know where your acceleration zones are to figure out which acceleration skills are good and which ones are not good, because it varies from track to track. I will grab that berry cupcake. I don't think I care that much about a 3rd speed ankle weight, but maybe I should. I guess we also raced today, so I could change my mind. Also, we've seen no cleat hammers, which is ridiculous. I think we have had 1 so far this run. Should probably re-roll that, but I really do not like how low we're getting on clocks now. Really don't like how low we are on clocks. I'm gonna spend 1 more, and then we'll keep 1 in reserve for the major Triple Crown races. Maybe we should run this as late, just so we can get out ahead of people. Maybe we should run this as pace, just so we can get out ahead of people. So I think we're getting blocked like crazy on a short mile track where we can't really take advantage of acceleration anyway, so just get me to the front, like, immediately. Whatever. Now we're going to get a hint for, like, pace chaser corners, and it's going to be technically wasted, but we won the G1. Nice shop reset, too. Straight descent? Whatever. Same idea. It's a useless pace skill. Oh, well. Maybe we can tell ourselves that if we had won that race as an end closer, we would have just gotten another hint of Masterful Gambit. And then we're at 325 for the Derby. That's lower than I want to be. Steadfast is a medium skill. It is, but it's bad. Steadfast is increased velocity when you're passed on the final corner, I think. Which is like, A, you shouldn't be getting passed on the final corner. You should be the one doing the passing. You are the one who knocks. B, velocity on final corner is very unlikely to do anything at all, because most of the time the final corner is in the acceleration zone, and it definitely is on this track. So I don't think I'm even looking at Steadfast as a part of my game plan. I think that's like Team Trials territory, and it's only Team Trials territory if you're desperate. Do I want to buy a recovery for this? At 340 we shouldn't need it. But what do I have available to me? You know, I have No, you're not going to be a late surge parent. You're going to be an end closer parent. In that case, you don't really have anything available to you. Yeah, we'll just let it ride then. Did you hammer this? You did hammer this. Spring Runner gives speed. That's true, and we are going to be buying Spring Runner for sure. So let's buy 1 rank now. I might even put that up to 2 ranks by the end of the run. It's a little bit of help. Oh, those pays! You need to be N for that. Oh well. We'll change it next time. A win is a win. Empowering Megaphone Stamina Scroll. Add-on? Okay, well, yeah. That's a punt. Next time? I mean next race. You pedant. And then I think I skip Yasuda here and do it senior year so that I can do Takarazuka in classic year. And I can just take this wit training to keep Fuku's friendship going up. What in the world is my plan for summer break, though? Because we've seen 0 fail tags and we have 1 Vita 20. These have actually been, like, miserable shops. I think it's possible and I need to rest on this turn instead of just taking this training with Fuku, even though it's the training that would push Fuku to gold. Actually, it might not even. I think I have to rest. I think this has to be a rest turn. Otherwise, I have no energy management for summer break. That does not feel good at all. Yeah, I think we just... not even conserve energy. I think we have to generate energy this turn. And then I'd love to take that power training. And I guess technically I could. Ugh. No, I want to go into summer break with shop coins. We run the Takarazuka Kinan. I don't want to be broke and have no energy in summer break. I want to at least come in with 100 shop coins. Because if we see a kale juice, it fixes all of our problems. Kale coming in shop. It would be far and away the best item to see in the shop. Followed closely by a grilled carrot set. Another Vita 20 is not bad. It's not really like a solution, but it's not bad. There's the carrot set. So at least that's one thing we wanted. You can't afford any weights anyway, so you might as well just buy 2 power manuals. We can make it through this summer break. It's not going to be pleasant, but we can do it. Go ahead and use the grilled carrots. Go ahead and use the cupcake. Use the empowering megaphone. And then we just try and conserve as much energy as possible. So like we take wit when wit is anywhere close to being like the best training. That moves Sunday to gold. I should probably take that guts training because it puts Fuku to gold and we're technically getting an energy discount here. And we can also eat up a little bit of Vita 20. So let's go guts, ankle, weight, because it's not going to get much better than this training. Am I losing because of end closers? I think it cost us 1 race that we had to run on pace instead. So it's probably cost me like 2 clocks, but for the upside of getting end closer hints, I'll take it. This windy training maybe gets her to gold. I think I might need to take it. So we go Vita 20 empowering megaphone, and then we're banking everything on seeing like a double rainbow speed training as our last turn here. Competitive spirit not particularly good. No rainbow speed, but it did get her to gold. Do I have any whistles? I have no whistles. Dude, this run is horrendous. This is really bad shop luck. I think I take this anyway. And then I guess I might as well ankle weight it. We'll have the opportunity to buy more of them. A level 5 facility is a level 5 facility. Like, our speed is so low, I'm concerned I'm going to lose races to it. Yeah, we could get Nimble Nav. We didn't get Nimble Nav, but we could get Nimble Nav. Trainings are all fine, but I think we definitely need to be racing here instead. We take mediums when we can. 380 speed is depressing, but like, in my defense, have you seen the shops? All we've gotten is scrolls. Like, that's it. If you're wondering why we have no cleat hammers and why we have no energy drinks, it's because every time it could be something useful, it's a stat scroll. It's basically why. Oh, man. We'll be fine. Like, we'll live. It's just not the greatest RNG I've ever seen. We care about this Master Cleat Hammer so much, actually. We care about that Master Cleat Hammer. We care about a replacement speed ankle weight, and we have a Miracle Cure, so I don't feel like I need a second one. So we can just go like this. Decent wit training, but I'd rather do the versus race. Give me max fans on a medium. 500 speed classic arena is still doable. I mean, we don't need to cap it because it's a parent run. We only need to get to 1100 technically. Non-standard distance? All I've got is good at least. So Vita 20 speed scroll, cupcake. We do have the berry suite, but I don't mind having a single plain cupcake on me as well. We're going to lose the speed ankle weight, but that's fine. We can get an empowering megaphone after the Kikuka show. We can get a Vita 20 speed manual wit manual. Yeah, that should be fine. And then this probably has to be a rest. That wit training is like moderately interesting, but we have no way of getting to it, so we just have to rest this turn. Plus 70 is nice. I can only hope that some of that is left over by the time we get to early December. Mood 1 versus Prudent Positioning. Mood 1 doesn't do anything, so you might as well grab Prudent Positioning. Digital event is rare. It is rare, but it's, like, technically a source of Umastand sometimes. Single Rainbow Gut, Single Rainbow Power, Decent Wit. None of these are better than Kikuka Show. Up a Master Cleat Hammer. How am I looking on stats for this? 406 stam, 358 guts. We should be fine. But because I'm only on 1 clock right now, I'm buying Standing By anyway. Unruffled is not going to be nearly as good, and none of this other stuff is useful. So, give me this, and we'll have that be our potential fallback strategy. Good. So that's crown done. Master Cleat Hammer replacement. Yes, please. Give me that immediately. Give me a few manuals. We'll come back for that Vita 20 after the QE2 Cup. We don't need to run this for an epithet, we're just running it for skill points. But since we want this to be a medium parent and it's a medium G1, we might as well take it because it's here. How much do I care about rerolling this? It's not an epithet race. We can win it next year to maintain affinity. I don't think I reroll this. It sucks that we used a Cleat Hammer on it, but I think I need to save that last clock. Energy Gamble doesn't really matter here either. Yeah, we have better things we need to reroll on. We need to save it. We can still get the Vita 20. We can still get the speed ankle weight. I do want 1 power ankle weight just to keep around. Single rainbow, single rainbow. 3 consecutive races is fine. We'll do Mile Championship, and then we'll do a Remo late December so that we get that epithet out of this. Okay. Skill points for being first, second, or third is the same. That's great news for a guy who just blew a cleat hammer on it. And then decided not to re-roll it. Just losing mood from race fatigue is fine. Shifting gears we don't need. This is our training turn, and we do have a decent wit that we can take to just preserve energy. Don't feel like I need a miracle cure. I do want speed ankle weight, I do want power weight. And that should be that shop. 75 race bonus on the deck? It should be 70. So it's 15, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Yeah, it's a 70 race bonus deck. If I wanted to, I could borrow Fine Motion over Fuku and get to 75, but I don't think it's worth the loss of 2 speed guards. Or like a speed guard and a half, because Fuku's not really like a real speed guard. So just give me a wit. Give me a mood up. And energy. If we win the energy gamble on the Arima, we could actually train senior year first turn. But there's usually a versus race as well, so we probably won't. Give me the Arima. Rerolled in the last week. Miserable with the cards that are now available. I mean, I definitely would. If I was going to reroll, I would definitely reroll on CB over like anything else. But at the same time, there's so many good cards that came out as events in the past that I can't imagine. Like, I can't even imagine rerolling this account. Because I would lose Sunday Power, I would lose Air Shakur Speed, I would lose Tosin Jordan Speed. Like, those are 3 extremely usable cards that we're running in a lot of decks. And the fact that I'd be giving those up and never being able to get them back ever again until like 3 years from now is a huge drawback. So if you didn't have any of them in the first place, I get it, but I feel like if you have even one of those like linchpin event cards, you might as well just save your carrots up and pull better in the future rather than try to reroll. Give me the medium. Let me sketch this out quick, right? We want to do medium here, and then we want to do American JCC for country names. We don't really care about anything late February because none of them are mediums. So we're looking at like a Kokura race to get that epithet finished. We're looking at probably the Kinko show because a medium versus is more valuable than that epithet. And then we have to do Osaka High, we have to do Spring Tenno. We don't have to do Victoria Mile, but it's a G1, so we might as well. And then we have Yasuda Kinan. And we don't have to do Takarazuka Kinan, but we might as well, because it's the only medium on that day. So then we'd also look at, like, this. And I guess that's fine. So this is 3-race stretch, rest, 3-race stretch. And then we don't do another 3-race stretch until here. And we have a Miracle Cure in inventory to deal with the drawbacks. I think we can afford to just race here. We don't have a ton of stuff that we really want to get in the shop right now, but I think this is still fine. I think Bourbon Wit and Sunday Power would change your account so much. It really would. Bourbon Wit is just probably the most important free-to-play card that they've given out, with how consistently it gives you taking the lead and how important taking the lead is for building frontrunners. Like, Sunday Power is fine, because sometimes 15 race bonus is 15 race bonus, but if I was running a 10 race, like if I was running Hishi Amazon over Marvelous Sunday here, I wouldn't really notice the difference, honestly. And Fast and Furious is a nice gold skill, but it's not like the world-endingly good. It's just nice. Taking the lead is so good that, like, if you don't get it, you might as well not build a frontrunner. And your only other option for getting it is Twin Turbo, where it's like 3 coin flips in a row that you have to hit in order to get the skill. It's not even close to as good. Hishi Amazon gives power and stand bonus? Something like that. Hishi Amazon's SR power card is extremely good. It's really, really good. It's just that it's a power card, and there's 2 other power cards in Trackblazer that have higher race bonus. So you only use it if you don't have the other 2. What's up, Milas? How's it going? Good evening to you as well. What else do I even want out of this shop? Plain cupcake? Well, do I even need another plain cupcake? I guess it doesn't hurt to have more. I did get my 1 power ankle weight. I really don't need 2. I don't think I need another motivating megaphone. I already have 1. I don't think I need anything else from this shop, honestly. So let's just buy the stuff in front of us and then let it ride for a bit. Don't care about any of these trainings, so this is probably just a rest. Okay, whatever. I guess she just hates being here. It's fine. Is Kokura a versus? It is, so at least we get that out of this. I still don't like it, though. Building and closer stretch is crazy in Trackblazer. I get it. I wish that I was not, like, spiritually a late surger / end closer main, because there are some times that I'm like, I really don't want to be doing this, but it all pays off when you get to watch him go zooming down the final stretch and be faster than everybody else around them. Like, some of those Satono Diamond CM runs from Ares, I was like, this is it, man. Life is worth living. This is what it's all about right here. We're slowly putting together enough... Actually, I'm going to gamble on race fatigue on the Kinko so that I can drink the energy drink for the Osaka High. Some of those ace runs, I was like, yeah, man. This is what it's all about. Whatever. We do not clock that. It's not even a G1. Sometimes you just get blocked and that's life. I don't think I need a motivating megaphone, but I do want a Vita 20 and a power manual. And then we cleat hammer this. And we also energy drink this to try and mitigate our chances of getting race fatigue. Building with 3 maxed free-to-play speed cards and still can't max speed on some. I mean, if it's... You said you were building gold chip, yeah? She doesn't have... That's a reroll, because this is senior spring triple crown. She doesn't have speed bonus, so it can be a little tricky. Oh my god, okay, well, losing the triple crown kind of sucks. But it still might be a usable parent. There's still a chance. Tracklink, I would like it more than I do. Which is still, I think I like Trackblazer more than the average person. But I think I would like it more. What is my plan for summer break? Hold on, I have to stop and think here. Because this could just be a rest turn. But I really don't like how much we're resting lately. So option 2 would be drink 2 Vita 20s and take a wit. So that at least we have some run momentum. Then your summer break plan would be 2 fail tags, or you see 1 good wit training and you Vita 20 into wit trainings, which means you have no plan for the finals, but you have a lot of shops between now and the finals. I don't want to end my career and have Vita 20s in my inventory, so let's go ahead and do this, just for the sake of using some items up and getting some use out of them. Take a wit training. Buy another recovery for this, because I don't currently trust 489 to get me through it. Do you have another recovery? Actually, it would be... Well, you have pay strategy. Which isn't great. You have passing pro, but that's not a useful white spark. You have glittering star. Glittering star for sure. I guess fighting spirit technically is like a small recovery. Really don't want to buy pay strategy. You're 489 and 395. We're so low on stamina right now, though. You already lost the spring triple. Just run it anyway and see if maybe you get lucky. Is this in the rain? No, okay, it's just cloudy. Track condition's good, which is not, like, amazing, but I think there's a small chance we survive this. You need to not rush, though. Do you understand me? Are you listening to me? Stop flexing. Tell me you're not going to rush. She didn't rush. No, she did rush. Son of a bitch. Tazuna, why do you have to tell me these things? You could have won this race if you did not rush. I hope you know that. I hope you're aware of this fact. They don't listen, man. No one ever listens. How do you feel about another cupcake? No, you're good. I think that's all you need. So late May is now absolutely going to be a rest. Because we lost a giant chunk of energy on that. But it does mean that we should be able to train all 4 turns on summer break. Okay. We haven't had a chance to gamble on slow metabolism. I don't think we've seen slow metabolism, no. I don't remember, but I don't think we have. I don't remember seeing it. Actually, do you even need that empowering megaphone? Yeah, that would be your last empowering megaphone for the run. Buy 1 energy drink max, just in case there's a time that you need to use it. I'm also looking at this deck, and I'm thinking that Fine Motion may actually need to be Teya's SR stamina card to get us to 600 stamina consistently and let us win the Spring Tenno. Otherwise, it feels very RNG. Or we could drop Haru, actually. Maybe dropping Haru is the better choice. We'll evaluate after this. Because I don't feel like Haru's really doing anything in this deck right now. So we're at 50 now. We're going to lose the energy gamble after the Yasu. That's a nice guts training, but I'm not taking it. Which is, again, kind of an indictment of what Haru's job in this deck is. What am I building for? I'm just trying to set up like a good late/end Ryan parent. The proximal goal is to use her as a parent for Tamamo in Taurus, but the general goal is anytime I build a late surger or an end closer for a track where Pump Some Iron is good, I just want to have a Mejiro Ryan around, so that I don't have to gamble on Let's Pump Some Iron coming from a grandparent. Give me some energy back, and then spend it all again on losing the energy gamble for the Takarazuka Kinen. You don't need the empowering megaphone. You should maybe take a stam ankle weight, just in case you see a good stam training, and then you'll still be at 128 coins going into summer break. Assuming you win this race, I guess. Maybe that's a little bold of you. We wouldn't want to drop our daughter for race bonus and training effectiveness. I mean, I can replace her race bonus. 10% race bonus does not make her special. She doesn't have specialty priority. Yeah, but she has like 30 starting stamina. We already haven't trained stamina this run, but if you add 30 stamina to our stamina now, we probably would have been in much better shape for the Spring Tenno. Single rainbow? I really need to train speed. I can't be taking these power trainings. Have I got no whistle yet? I haven't got no whistle either. Oh my god. Oh, wait, hold on. Never mind. Spoke too soon. Master Cleat Hammer. Artisan Cleat Hammer. I actually need to buy both of you before you leave, which means we're not going to be able to pick up Power Ankle Weights or that Vita 20. No, you could skip the Master Cleat Hammer, and then you could buy the Vita 20 for energy management. Yeah, we can go like this. This is the summer you know of. Yeah, watch this. Double rainbow speed. Ah, never mind. It's close enough. Empowering Megaphone me. Give me a plain cupcake to move to great. At least this wit training lets us manage our energy a bit. Single rainbow guts? I don't want that, though. I guess technically it works on speed. So go 1 Vita 20, just to make sure we don't fail this training. That's what I'm talking about. Single Vita 20, empowering Megaphone, speed, ankle weight. Now they're coming together. I think our odds of getting to 1100 are fairly low, but we might as well try. Again, do it again? That guts training is pretty close, but I need speed specifically right now. Ryan has so much power bonus I can cap speed with just Haru. I mean, the problem is that I have to be running the power cards because the power cards are race bonus. I don't want to be running 2 power cards on Ryan, but I do want to be running 70 race bonus on Ryan. So they kind of have to be there. Which means that the cards I would need to drop are Fine Motion or Haru. And Haru is just contributing even more to a bunch of power that I don't need. Which makes me want to get rid of her. But then also, like, the same argument applies to Fine Motion. I don't really care if I have 1100 wit. As long as we get to 600, we're fine. And I'm pretty sure I can get to 600 without a wit card. You want the Master Cleat Hammer. You want the Guts Manual. That all looks fine. This is why we bought our backup energy drink. Just to avoid race bonus. Creek is LB 0, so we'd only be getting 5% race bonus from her. I want to try and do better than that. I want to try and use every single card in the deck being at least 10 RB. I think is my benchmark for doing a parent run. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is going to be buying skills. Technically, as long as we get over 600, we're live for a 3-star Spark. It's just getting to 1100 makes it more likely. But that's not really something that is within reach for us right now, I don't think. People who make UG ranks bring 9-star wit parents. Yeah, but UG ranks don't win races with any more frequency than like a well-built SS runner does. So I'm not really gonna just like chase rank, because I don't think rank matters as much as people think it does. I would rather have the power in order to cap power, because that affects my acceleration in late race, which is something that wins races. It's one of the things I need to reach out to the person who does the Mumu Cow's dashboard. I really want them to add a plot of rating against win rate in a CM, where like the x-axis is your trainee rating and your y-axis is your win rate, because I bet that graph is going to start at like A plus and go up, and then it's going to hit like SS plus and level off. Because it's really hard to get meaningful improvement out of a runner that's already at SS. There's only so many skills that like make a meaningful difference in your ability to run a race, or there's only so many stats that make a meaningful difference in your ability to run a race, and there's only so many skills that are like good in the first place. And in my experience, I think that like once you get to SS, maybe SS plus, you run out of things that are good, and you just start buying things that are bad, which inflates your rating, but like doesn't make you win more. Energyless race? I'm not going to blow a Vita 20 on a race. It's just going to disappear. Also, we need an opportunity to use our Miracle Cure. I would like a cupcake, because I think our mood is about to be disastrous. Probably, but those stats are already skewed anyway. I mean, I think a little bit, right? Like the average CM participant is not necessarily watching a content creator, but I think that if any content creator was going to collect data on how their audience is performing in a CM, Mumu Cows probably has like the most representative community of the overall Uma player base. And I base that on the fact that if you actually go to that dashboard, which I can pull up here, if you actually go to that dashboard and you go to the win rate in group 2 for Ares, it was more or less 50%, which you would expect it to be 30%, because of the 3 people in a lobby, you're going to be winning like, 33% of the time, because only one person can win. But it's pretty close. So I think the bigger the community is, the more representative it becomes. And Mumu's got a pretty big community, so I'd assume it's fairly representative. People actually take time to give stats already over the norm. Oh yeah, like 100%. That's absolutely a bias that's in the data. But I'm saying that, like, among all of the Uma content creators on the face of the earth who could collect that data, I think Mumu and, like Staygold said, Charles Frontier are probably the closest to having, like, a representative. They're the closest to having the least biased viewer base, I would say. Because they have more mass appeal than somebody like, Ray, for example, who is really, really good at CMs, but also has an audience of people who are doing, like, Uma drafts every week, which is way out of the norm for, like, the average Uma player. So I think, like, if Ray was collecting data on that, that would be massively skewed, because I think most people watching Ray are very, very good. Charles has a lot of dedicated players. And, like, some portion of the audience is always going to be dedicated. It's just a question of, like, who do you think is the most... Here's one interesting question for you, right, Apple? And, like, other people who are talking about this. Whose viewer base, as far as Uma content creators go, who are, let's say, above 5K subs, right? Who among those creators do you think has the most representative audience in terms of, like, the average Uma skill level? Good luck charm here, by the way? Yeah. 3 good luck charms. So that's our plan for the finals. Which means I didn't have to buy this kale juice. Actually, buying this kale juice was a mistake. I briefly lost focus. Sorry, I'm streaming. I shouldn't be taking accountability for my actions. Chat distracted me. Can't believe you guys would do this. You've, like, screwed my run irreparably forever. It's a nice stamina training, but I don't need it. I think at this point, the most productive thing for us to do is probably to chase power to 1100. And make sure that happens. So let's go to 40. 20% fail on that? I really don't like that. I think we probably just take wit here and then we fail tag the last 3 turns. Mumu or Rednu, Uma Tactics Pro, Shanaha. Hey, speaking of, I'll be taking that. Which one of you said that you can't get Uma Stan? Which one of you said it was 1 in 5? Show yourselves. Who said it? Explain yourself. It was Bobby? I appreciate you calling that out and manifesting my Umastan hint into reality. Streamer luck, streamer account. His dad works at Cygames. Also, Master Cleat Hammer in that reset, which is kind of sick. Share the podium. Yes, man. Alright. Artisan, Master, Artisan. No, there's going to be another Master. Yeah, there it is. Master. We're going to miss out on... Okay, so, honestly, if we hadn't bought that Kale Juice, this Kale Juice was a mistake, and we should not have bought it. I was just not paying attention. We could go Power Manual, Gut Scroll. Power Manual, and we would have an extra 14 power and an extra 15 guts, and we still would have spent our shop coins like with maximal efficiency. That is a 100% a throw on my end. So this run could have been better. We just had a momentary lapse in locking in. Wit is not going to get to 1100. Power is going to get to 1100 no matter what we do. We're just going to get there off of the final 3 races. We need to prioritize speed here. I don't have a whistle, I only have 1 weight, but I do have a guts ankle weight, which means that a guts ankle weight on this guts training will be the most speed we can possibly get. We need to go from 785 to 1100. It's so unlikely, but like... Ugh. You might as well. I don't like this deck, though. We need to fix this deck next time. Have a good one, Gunster. Good luck in your league. This deck needs iteration. This could also still be a good parent, right? Like, all we're doing is increasing our odds of getting a 3-star Blue Spark, but we could still get lucky. Ryan Parent Run? Yeah, Ryan Parent runs for future CM prep. Not necessarily for Taurus, although we will use this for Taurus, but... I just want to have a Ryan Parent. I want to have a good Ryan Parent that also has Dober in the tree, and then anytime I'm building a late surger or an end closer on a track where Let's Pump Some Iron is relevant, I can go, I have a parent for that. Because I definitely don't have enough time to train parents that are tailored for specific CMs. I'm just going to aim for something that's fairly general. Ryan's stat line is flat. I'm aware it needs to be fixed. We're gonna tweak this deck for sure. But I do not like the... Oh, a speed training. They said they didn't exist. I do not like this deck in its current iteration. I think we might drop to 60 race bonus. We'll see. Let's see how this turns out, though. Maybe we're done. Like, if we hit 3-star power, 3-star medium, 2-star pump, we don't have to hold the end of the stream. Like, we can finish now. And you guys can have an extra 2.5 hours of your Saturday after, or your Sunday afternoon back. We can just dismiss class early. 1147 power, 910 speed, 907 wit. We do not need fine motion here. Fine motion can go. And I also think that Haru can go. So all I've got is good. Umastan obviously is good. End straights. Medium straights. Steadfast bad. Up tempo. You know, there's an argument for including up tempo here. But let's see what else we can afford. Adept, corner adept. Spring runner's fine. We're gonna have so many extra skill points. Holy cow. We did not get good race hints this run. Definitely pick up killer tunes. You know, this could also be a mile. So let's grab mile stuff as well. She could also, and I hate this, she could technically be a pace chaser, which means we should probably buy like head on. Because I can't control what the pink spark is. Which means we should also be a late surge parent. We could buy like pilfer. We could buy prepared to pass. Prudent positioning. If we were going to use her for like team trials, maybe, but I don't think I would use Orion for team trials. Gambit is fine for team trials, though, if we were going to think about that. And then I guess you'd grab, like, late straight descent. What? This is going to be a weird parent, man. This is going to be a really weird parent, but at least we have almost all of our bases covered. The only thing this could be that wouldn't be productive is, like, long. Gambit gives way less rating if I'm going for double S. I'm not going to buy inherited uniques to bump my rating, though. I'd rather have like a bad white spark and not be SS than have a useless white spark and be SS. Also, I don't think we're hitting SS anyway. Our stat line is so far off. 1 power, 2 pace, and white skills that don't scroll. That is definitely not usable. We run it back. We go again. So, problems with the deck. There's 2 of them. Number 1 is we don't have enough stamina, and we need more sources of stamina. We want to be able to clear the Kikuka Show comfortably, and we want to be able to clear the Spring Tenno comfortably. So there's 2 ways that we can go about doing that. We can either switch out Haru for Teo, who gives us some really nice starting stats. Oh, we only have a 2 limit break. Oh, I actually thought we got her to max. We didn't get that many duplicates of you at all. Okay, never mind. You're gone. In that case, we can actually do something even more interesting. Which is we can take Chiono O as a stamina card. Because this is 15 race bonus. We don't care as much about getting Speed Star here specifically, although technically we could get Pace Sparks. But we do get medium straights. We do get Spring Runner. We do get other source of medium corners. So this seems fine, and then we need somewhere to get speed from. Which means we probably drop Haru. And this is the part that sucks, because we don't have a second SSR speed card that gives 10 race bonus. But we do have a really good speed card for building stats that gives 5. And has a few relevant encloser hints here and there. So I like this. The next question is, can we get rid of Fine Motion? Or another speed card? Or possibly for a stamina card. Just to make sure that we get our stamina high. I don't think we have a good stamina option. Toast and Jordan would be best for like medium hints, but there is no race bonus. No, there's 5 race bonus here. Wouldn't drop fine motion. I want to loop Nimble Nav for a generalist spark. That's a good point. Although Nimble Nav is a little unstable to come off of fine motion, we can get it. And it is still 10 race bonus at the end of the day. I don't think we can replace this with a card that has 5 race bonus. I would lose too much race bonus for me to be happy with for a parent run. So this is 15, 30, 45, 55, 65. We're still at 70. And I think 70 is a fairly comfortable spot for me to be in. Shakur is going to be significantly stronger for building stamina than Fuku was. So I think I'm pretty comfortable with that. I would be willing to try this. The only other thing that I think might be interesting to swap around is to get Narita Bryan here instead. Because I would rather have access to Beeline Burst as a gold, or like as a hint, than Speedstar, because we don't really want this to be a pace parent, but the race bonus here I think is appealing, and we do get a ton of relevant other hints out of Chiono. Did I have race bonus? Brian's got like 10 race bonus, doesn't she? Yeah, Brian's 10 race bonus. So she's not 15, but she's still 10. This is actually a sneaky good card for Trackblazer, if you happen to have it at max limit break. It's quite good. It's just not going to be as good as 15. Try borrowing digital power SSR and build stand purely off of power, because digital gives Umastand. Do I even have a friend with digital? I don't have a friend with digital. I was also thinking Muteki power, because that gets us, it's on? And it's on is kind of tasty. Playtime's over, not great on end closers, but still like semi-functional. Medium corners is fine. Ramp up's good, tail held high is good, up tempo's good. Homestretch haste is good. I'm gonna try, let's do this. I'm gonna try one with Chiono. And then I might try one with Yeno Muteki as well. I think digital is probably going a little too deep. And then if we do a Yeno Muteki, I probably drop Nishino Flower for Creek. Because I don't want to run triple power. Triple power is going to be so much wasted power. So let's try this and see how this goes. This is going to be 70, and then I think if we try Muteki after this, we'll probably drop to 60. But we'll drop to 60 with better hints. If I'm building her as a parent for CM13, I don't need Spurt, but if I want her for general end, I can ignore you. I'm not going to ignore you, but I do want her as a general parent, so I'd probably still grab Spurt. The idea is that since we're only doing like one run a day on this account, we might as well try and build... How much do you care about corner recovery, honestly? There's a part of me that's kind of tempted to just end this chain, even though it costs me 10 energy. I think I would be so fine with that. Because if we have corner recovery and we turn it into a white spark, anytime we run Creek, we're just making Maestro cheaper. That seems sick. I really like that. It's a great stamina training, but this is end closer hints. Huh, how much do I care about friendship here? Because I think I'd much rather take this training for the sake of getting a hint out of it. I think I like taking this Vit training, honestly. Like, if we get spurred off of this, it feels really good. Speaking of... Yes, man. All you have to do is, like, manifest the reality that you want to live in, and then life does the rest. Motivational speakers hate this one simple trick. Give me speed. I can't really afford to lose energy right now. The other skill in Bourbon's chain is front straights. Hey, she's not even in our deck. We're not gonna see her ever again. I also think I'm fine to just have this be a recreation and fix our mood. Karaoke's bad, but any energy recovery is great. Stam 10 versus Power 10. We know that Stamina needs the help, so we absolutely take that. Don't really care about what happens with Shinko Windy's chain. 2 on speed, 1 on wit. Nobody anywhere else. We can still train safely next turn, so I'm fine with speed here. I think that's A-okay. Would love to have 5 energy back as well. Would love to build Fine Motion's friendship as well. 0 friends, 2 friends, 2 friends, 1 friend. 7% to fail, 9% to fail. These are the more relevant friendships to build right now. I think 7% fail is low enough that it'd still be fine gambling on it, but this needs to be a rest now. Nishino Flower Hints are not so good that I feel compelled to take that. Just give me the rest. Beautiful time to get plus 70. Eager we could get from races, but there are so many medium skills that I feel like we should just take it now, just to make sure we have it, because Eager is really something that we want to make sure we have access to. And then we get a Shakur hint on a stamina training. That seems fine to me. Yeah, we also hit the plus 70 off of the rest, which is really nice. And corners, good. Mood to great. 1 on wit, 2 on power, none on speed, 1 on stam. With the debut coming up, I'd really like to try and conserve energy here so that if we see a megaphone in the shop, I can just take it and I can build more early stats, especially because Fuku's not in the deck anymore. I think our early career races become a lot more unstable without those starting stats around. So let's... And also, Fine Motion's friendship is kind of lagging behind here. I think I just take wit again. We go into the debut on full energy so that even if we lose the gamble, I can still train afterwards. Trick front we're not going to be using. This is an end closer parent. Or potentially a late surger parent. So let's just take the stats. Power doesn't need help. We'll take the speed. Don't really think we need to buy anything here. But I might want to grab end closer corners eventually. Just to facilitate winning some races. And then because we can't get a versus hint from this, we'll just run his pace so we don't get blocked. What? Actually, that's kind of fine. This is actually kind of sick. Because you can't do a race in early July unless you lose your debut, and then you can. So we're not going to need the motivating megaphone. Give me the speed manual. Do I run her as pace for Niigata and Sapporo? No, as soon as I can, I'm putting her on end. If it's a versus race. If it's a non-versus race, I might run her as pace, but if it's a versus race, I want the hint. I want the hint every single time. This sucks, though, because I really want a Fine Motion hint. But we can also run a Junior Maiden that gives 100 race coins if we win it, and is at Fukushima. Which is really good. So I think I'm supposed to take this anyway, even though we could potentially be getting Nimble Nav off of Fine Motion, because this is an extra race that we would normally not have access to. And because it's not a versus race, we'll just stay on pace. We win. And now we have a bunch of extra race coins to actually buy this motivating megaphone, although we probably can't train this turn unless it's wit. And it's not wit. So this has to be a rest. because the wit training is not worth taking. We didn't get a Vita 20. So we're just going to be holding on to that megaphone for a while. Wet conditions we don't need. Give me power skill points. It's a huge stamina training. And Chio has a few we have one relevant skill that we'd like to pick up, but one relevant skill is better than nothing. Steadfast is not what we wanted to get out of that, unfortunately. Versus Niigata Stakes. So we run this as an end closer, and I really want to win races. So give me end closer corners 1. Oh, Spurt is kind of gambly. But there are some races where it might end up making a big difference. I'm going to grab it as well. This is technically not ideal, because if we get Fast Learner, or just other random hints, those could get even cheaper. But our budget for skill points last run was insane. Like, we bought a ton of stuff that we didn't really necessarily want. So let's just go ahead and run this as end to try and prioritize hits. Beautiful. This also means that we can't get Spurt now, which is nice, because I don't really need extra hints for Spurt. Acceleration is not useful, though. We haven't really gotten anything out of that exchange, but that's how it goes. Give me a few of these. This is not a versus race, so we can just run it as pace for more consistency. Although we did just buy end closer corners and Spurt. Maybe we should just commit to being end closer here. Like, we have relevant skills for it. Yeah. Yeah. If we're gonna buy skills for it, I think the fact that skills can activate is probably better than potentially getting blocked. Unyielding Spirit is not necessary. We take skill points. Give me good luck charm. 55 to 65 race bonus, 60 to 65 is ideal. I think I try and target 60 for like a normal ace run, and I try to target 70 for a parent run. But I think anywhere between 60 and 70 feels really good if you have the cards to support it. And if you're still relatively new, I think you just try and get to 50 with whatever you've got. Like, technically, you could even do Trackblazer at 40 if you, like, just started. I also think I want to take this for Friendship Progress. We'll find more good luck tags later. We have so many shop coins right now. Like, 40's absolute minimum. 50's fine. Spring Runner's great. 50's fine. And then, like, 60 is pretty good. And 70, like, if you can do it without killing your deck, sure, but... Give me these. Give me this. So late October is probably going to be a rest at this rate, if I had to guess. And then I like doing 4 races at the end. 8th? 8th is really bad, because 8th is no shop coins. Or maybe like 10 shop coins. I'll use 1 clock on this. I could live with like 2nd or 3rd, but 8th is really bad. There we go. I still really don't like using clocks on G3s, but I think sometimes it's kind of necessary. And yeah, sometimes it just happens. Like, sometimes your life is getting blocked because you chose to be an end closer main in a Trackblazer society. So this has to be a rest. Which is nice because none of these trainings are any good. It's a nice time to hit plus 70. I think it's all going to be gone by late December, though. 10 wit versus 10 guts. We probably need the help to get wit over 600 here. It's a really nice speed training. I do feel like I'm still supposed to take the versus race, though. How bad is your friendship right now? It's pretty bad on Nishino Flower. I think everybody else is going to be okay, probably. But I think I need to take the mile. Yeah, it's a parent run. It's a parent run. We need to prioritize races, because races are skill points. Recenter yourself around your goal for the run, and it will explain all of the decisions that you need to make. Great time to win an energy gamble. The derby is left-handed. Yes, so we don't need right-handed, but I might buy it anyway, just because we want this to be a generalist parent, and there might be some CMs that are right-handed. Also, because we have Chio in the deck, I'm buying 1 stamina ankle weight. It's possible we get like 1 good rainbow stamina training over summer break. This is not a versus race, which kind of sucks, because I want the mediums to be versus races. And also, you get really relevant skill hints from Sunday. I think I might take this training because there's a Sunday skill hint here, honestly. All we'd really be doing versus races for is skill points and also for hints. And these are a bunch of hints that you can't get from versus races. Like, you can't get tail held high from a versus race. You can't get adept from a versus race. You can't get ramp up from a versus race. So I think there's an argument for this training being marginally more valuable than even if it was a versus race, and especially if it's not. She didn't give us the skill, but I think that's still, like, the right choice in principle. How's the parenting going? We're 1 run in so far. This is our 2nd one. The first one was not good in deck construction or luck or result. So it's not going to take much for this run to be better. But we also still have a long ways to go before we actually have a Ryan that we can use. Good. Yeah, Sunday's just robbing us blind. Which is weird, because I called out explicitly the skills that I wanted, and she didn't give them to me. Maybe they revoked my, Ooh, end closer savvy. Maybe they revoked my, my streamer privileges on the account. That's also really nice. The tether as a hint on a late/end parent is awesome. That all worked out so well. I'm not going to buy it now, but that was a really good series of skill hints, and then also like random card events. And we should be fine for the hopeful stakes. Even better would be if we saw... Well, you know, honestly, doesn't the first event in Yeno Muteki's chain give, like, hesitant late surgers? That could actually end up being really relevant for this CM. Because I think a lot of people are going to be playing late. Just continuing to run, like, double Dominator and then 1 Ace. And so if I can nail their Dominators, like their hybrid Aces with hesitant late, I think that positions us really well. Give me you and you, and you, and you, and you. A pretty mirror. Chio doesn't need it. Fine Motion probably doesn't need it. Nishino Flower really needs it. So that pretty mirror would basically help to bring Nishino Flower online, but everybody else is probably going to get there without it. And it's 150 when there is a ton of other good stuff in this shop. Like, we want all 3 Vita 20s, we want the Miracle Cure, we want the Artisan Cleat Hammer, we want the Power Ankle Weight. We probably don't need the Motivating Megaphone. But we're already looking at spending like over 100 shop coins in this shop. If we go like this, and then we do the open late January, we could buy the pretty mirror. That's fair. That's a decent point. Which means that if you can do that, you might as well buy the pretty mirror now. Because you could take a Vita 20 and take this power training. And those are your two low friendships. Alright, you've convinced me. I think we go like this. And then we do the open in late January to rebuild shop coins. No, you don't race this turn. Who cares about Dominators this CM? I think anytime that a CM is medium, some proportion of people will bring Dominator. Just because, A, running debuffs is seductive, even if it's not necessarily effective. And B, Dominator is really, really accessible to free-to-play accounts because Grasswonder and Tachyon both get it. So I think it's like a decent free-to-play strategy that I would expect most people to be on. And also because some proportion of the player base absolutely loves building dedicated debuffers. You think people will be running nice nature debuffs more? I mean, I think they'll be running like both. So if I were to 5-5-6 meta, you can tell me. It's not spoilers, because I still need to figure out, like... It's not spoilers to know that, like, a meta exists. Because you still have to make the call of, do you expect people to play it? Right? Like, I know what Bermuda Triangle is, fundamentally as a meta, but also it's, like, contextual. Where there are some tracks where Bermuda Triangle might be good, there are some tracks where Bermuda Triangle might be bad, and you still have to make the call of like, okay, do I expect it to show up or not? When you're deciding like what kind of aces you want to build. So you can tell me about all of the CM metas that you want, because it's just going to help me figure out like, okay, do I think people are actually going to do it or not? Okay. Even if you get dominated, everyone's standing a chance. There's so much excel and speed that you're going to zoom past them. Well, the point of Dominator is that you can't outstat it. So, like, the effectiveness of stamina debuffs is fairly questionable in my opinion, because you can just outstat a stamina debuff. It doesn't matter if you finish a race with, 20 stamina left or 200 stamina left. It doesn't affect your performance. And so if you're hitting somebody with stamina debuffs, but they still have enough stamina to finish the race, you've effectively done nothing. Like, you've had zero impact on the race whatsoever. But that's not true for Dominator, because Dominator always makes you slower. It doesn't matter if you're speed capped, it doesn't matter if you have medium S, it doesn't matter what else you're doing, Dominator will slow you down no matter what. And so I think that's what makes Dominator more valuable than stamina debuffs, is because it always has some effect. And it always has some asymmetric effect. Because if you're making everybody around you slower, your runner becomes faster. That's my read on it anyway. I wish you were a medium versus race. But alas. Can't get everything you want. We're gonna lose this race. Ah, never mind. Summer Gold Ship can activate a mile gold skill on a long track. What is the name of Summer Gold Ship's unique? The chance global meta will be Dominator on every length. I love that as an end closer. As an end closer / late surger main, that makes me so happy, because I'm going to be behind all the Dominators anyway. Although I guess Gold Ship would be an end closer then, but whatever, they'll probably be running mid-race velocity and I won't be. So, they can deal with it. I'll just let them get ahead first. Inspiration says it's a gold, so some 3-star somewhere is activated. None of the pink sparks, but there's tether. The tether's getting cheaper. We want artisan cleat hammer, we want grilled carrot, we want wit manual, stam manual. We already have a miracle cure, we already have a plain cupcake. Probably want a speed ankle weight. And coaching megaphone we can skip, stamina ankle weight we can skip. Take me to the Satsuki show. You're 288 stamina. Buy recovery now, just as insurance. Steadfast is bad. Tether could technically get cheaper, but let's grab it now. Because I don't really want more hints for it. The rest of this we can just wait for it to get cheaper. 3 consecutive races is fine. Go ahead and cleat me. Satsuki show. Good. Has been very friendly to our alarm clock so far. Spring Runner again. The Spring Runner is going to be so cheap. Take the chances good too. Energy 5, Speed 5 versus Energy 5, Stamina 5. We need the Stamina. And then this is a rest turn, because I don't think we have the energy to get to any trainings. We only have 1 Vita 20. We can use a grilled carrot. If I see a training that has Shinko, Windy, and Nishino Flower on it, I'd really like to take it, but I don't know if that's going to manifest for us. We want a U. I guess give me a second plain cupcake. We definitely don't need any of the rest of that stuff, though. Let's just take a rest this turn, get all of our energy back naturally. 10 speed, 10 skill points. Serenity. Serenity is still not a great recovery, but at least we have access to it. Give me a G1. Good. Yeah, basically what Apple is saying is why I'm fairly high on Dominator is the debuff. Especially when you stack them, it has a significant measurable impact on the performance of runners relative to your own. And you can't just outstat it. It always hurts you. It always does damage. How are we looking on Derby? 293? We have corner wreck. We have corner wreck and we still have 4 alarm clocks. I don't need to buy Serenity, it's okay. Yeah, we're chill. You can't have other rare skills if you want Summer Gold Chip to reliably hit it. For CMs, for team trials, you don't care, because it's just like any gold activation. But yeah, for CMs, I guess you have to pick your golds fairly carefully. Master Cleat, Gut Scroll, Power Scroll. Just got insanely windy outside all of a sudden. Empowering Megaphone, Good Luck Charm. Do I have a Power Ankle Weight already? I do. I don't feel like I need to buy another. We don't race this turn. That's Nishino Flower to gold. But this is Shinko Windy to gold. I only have 1 Good Luck Charm and 1 Vita 20, though. What is my plan for summer break right now? For energy management? I don't really have one. I might need to rest this turn. Because this is not a great training. I think we just rest. We don't need rainy days. So I'll just take stats. This is energy back, which is actually a huge deal. So now we're sorted for summer break. We don't have to worry about how we're going to make that work. The only issue is that we don't have Shinko, Windy, and Nishino Flower to gold, but we're really close. So go ahead and Cleat Hammer the Takara Zuko. Okay. Looking at... We don't need the Empowering Megaphone. Speed Ankle Weight would be nice. Power Ankle Weight might be nice. We can sit on all of these weights. I want to spend down to around 100. So that I can buy 2 weights, if I need them. That does mean you'd have to... Well, you don't have to give up on an Empowering Megaphone. You can go like this. So I bet you 81. You could go like this. And then you can still buy 2 weights. If you need them. And then you can buy the Vita 20 on the other side of the shop, because I don't think I'm going to need it. That's exactly the kind of stamina training that we bought a weight for. So let's go Empowering Megaphone, Stamina, Ankle Weight. This also gets Shinko Windy to gold, which is very useful for us, because now we have the possibility of double rainbow speed trainings. Probably still take that. I also think I buy the weight, because you leave in 2 turns. So give me this so that I have it, because we're about to use one up. And double check that it's not active right now. Yeah, you didn't use it. Okay, good. Speed Ankle Weight, Vita 20 to make sure the training doesn't fail. Take this training. You'd really like your next training to be Wit to recover energy, and then you can fail tag your last training. It's an okay Wit. It's not great, and I wish Nishino Flower was there, but I think we Empowering Megaphone it anyway for energy preservation. And then we can take a single rainbow speed that has an air Shukur hint attached to it that also has fine motion there for fail protection. What is your fail rate on that? 21? Yeah, you definitely fail tag this. That was a really good summer. We got almost everything we wanted out of that summer break. We got a good stamina training out of it so that we're ready for the Kikuka show. We got good speed training out of it. We fixed one core friendship that's important for us to deal with. I think we've done everything that we wanted to on that. Guts, Coaching, Megaphone, Stamp Power. We just want the Vita 40. I do want to get one more Stamina Ankle Weight, but we can afford it after this race. Take the medium, especially because it's at Niigata. Good. We're gonna have to race on 0 energy, which is a little unfortunate, but we'll do it anyway. Actually, I want to buy Stamina Ankle Weight here first before it leaves. I already have a Miracle Cure. I probably don't need 2. So I can go like this, and then we'll just buy the next Gut Scroll the turn after. We have no energy drink, so yeah, we'll just do it on 0. Apple, I think you and I think about CMs in mostly the same way, where you're talking about, like, ease of build and risk versus reward. Like, when you're doing CM prep, you don't have to worry about how to beat the best team. You have to worry about how to beat the most common team. because you aren't going to have to race against the best team in the finals in most cases. In most cases, you're going to have to beat the most common team. So if you plan to beat what you expect everybody to be running, I think that's more productive than if you plan to beat whatever, like, the best build is going to be. And in some CMs, it's the same, right? But, like, I don't necessarily think that this is stamina, by the way. I don't necessarily think that, like, you need to worry about how to beat Valentine Bourbon and, like, a whole bunch of other meta frontrunners in every single lobby you run up against, because not everybody is going to have access to all of the meta frontrunners. You need to worry about how you're going to beat, like, double Dominator and then single ace teams, because that's going to be the most accessible team that people generally have access to. And I think that's a lot of, like, how Dominator teams have kind of like an outsized influence over the way that people plan for CMs, is because of how accessible they are and how easy they are to build. You really do not have to be very good at Uma to put together a good double Dominator team. But because Dominator is slow metabolism, by the way, because Dominator affects everybody, you have to respect the fact that on any medium CM, it will exist. Somebody somewhere will be running it. We already have corner recovery, so I can ignore any other recoveries for Kikukusho. We should be fine. By 5 lengths? You probably just didn't trigger corner recovery. Try it again. There you go. Yup. That's what we're talking about right there. Also build one runner you like and forget about tier lists. Yeah, I mean, I'm not... Like, I don't have favorite runners. I showed a couple people my Aries CM final results, and they're like, wow, Satono Diamond, Oshi pick. I'm like, no, man. Satono Diamond is the only way that you get right-hand demon right now. Like, that skill's not even on support cards. I didn't pick Satono Diamond because I like Satono Diamond. I picked Satono Diamond because I felt like right-hand demon was going to be really good on a right-handed CM track. But I didn't get that from a tier list. I got that from, like, I think this would be an interesting strategy to try. So, yeah, and I got her on a random free daily roll too, which is sick. Yeah, I didn't even pull on her. She just showed up one day and was like, I want to run. Same thing with Tamamo, honestly. Tamamo also came from a random pick, didn't she? Or did we get her on banner? We might have gotten her from, like, free pulls on a banner. I don't remember. The point is that all of our trainees, except for Nishino Flower, have just wandered in the door. You just see a lot of people burning out building Bourbon and Christmas Ogre when they don't even like them. I mean, I keep getting myself into trouble in the official Discord, because people will be posting in there like, I'm not having fun, in the beginner help channel, being like, I'm not having fun playing Trackblazer. I'm like, okay, like, leave. I'm not here to convince you that, like, you have to play Uma because I'm getting paid by Cygames. I'm here to, like, help people have fun with the game. But if you're not having fun with the game because everybody's telling you to build meta, you can either, like, not build meta and have fun anyway, or you can find another game where building meta is more fun for you personally. We're gonna alarm clock that, by the way. Yeah, or just come back next scenario. Like, I don't know. Video games are a leisure activity. If you're not having fun playing them, you can just go find another one. You don't have to force yourself to like something. That is a hobby. Sometimes you have to force yourself to like, I don't know, your job. But you shouldn't have to force yourself to like a game. Come on. How have our shops been lately, by the way? I feel like I entered a fugue state over, like, the last 10 minutes. Is this run going well? I don't know anything about it. This is the first time I've seen this shop in my life. Do I need another miracle cure? No. I don't need a power ankle weight. We're good on all this. I don't need a motivating megaphone. This looks fine. I think we can just skip a lot of this, honestly. Let's just keep hoarding coins. I don't know where all his energy came from either. Decent stamina training. Yeah, it's not a horrible stamina training. And you're not really doing anything else this turn anyway. You could take wit, but let's keep working towards the Kikukusho. And then we'll run the Arima late December. Giving up a single rainbow, no cleat hammer. Clock it again. Just secretly look by yapping. Yeah. Although, I don't know, if you watched the Haru video that came out earlier today, apparently even when I'm recording alone in my office, I don't need any help getting distracted. Buying damn the 1.5 million CCs on an end closer in like junior year. Sometimes I'm just not locked in, and that's okay. I felt like that Haru run was like a disaster class from the start to the end, and it still actually worked out like mostly okay. Which is impressive. I think that inheriting turf is definitely the... God, there's so much in here that's good. Let's start from the bottom. We definitely want a second empowering megaphone. We don't have any speed ankle weights right now, so we absolutely get that. I need that artisan cleat hammer too. And then we're going to come back for a lot of the other stuff. Absolutely give me medium verses. I think it was interesting to see me salvage it. I mean, it's part of why I don't really reset runs. Unless something has gone really, really... Oh my god. I can't spend a clock on that. I can't spend a clock on that. We're just blocked, and that's the way life is. I really don't like to reset runs, because I think you can fall into a trap when you're looking at Uma of, like, people only ever post their good aces. And so you have a tendency to be like, oh, if anything ever goes wrong, then I might as well just reset the run because this run is bricked. And it's like, well, not really. Like, yeah, it's not going to be a perfect run, but you don't need every run to be a perfect run. You just need, like, most of your runs to be good enough. It's part of the reason that I think the Taiki on our Team Trials team and the El Condor Pasa on our Team Trials team are so interesting with how well they do. Because Taiki was the first Team Trials run we did in Trackblazer, before we even knew what epithets were, and that they gave stats. And the El Condor Pasa run lost the Triple Crown, which is like the core epithet that you're doing in every single Trackblazer run. So the fact that both of those runners are like extremely not min-maxed and still perform fairly well, I think is a testament to how you can kind of get in your own head and chase perfection to the detriment of the run that's in front of you when you're thinking about doing Trackblazer. Like, yeah, obviously your run is going to be great because, you know, if everything goes well, Trackblazer is a really strong scenario, but you can still get a usable runner if you're willing to accept the fact that, like, perfection is fairly rare. And yeah, Apple, like you're saying, like, if you have time constraints, I get it, right? If you only have, like, an hour a day to play Uma and you don't want to sit through a bad run, I absolutely, like, yeah, go ahead and reset it. Cooker is not a versus race, so we take a race that is. If you have time constraints, I get it. But at the same time, if you don't have time constraints and you're just like, oh my god, she hates spending. If you don't have time constraints and you're just like, oh, I need to be perfect, I need to reset this run, I need to reset this run, I need to reset this run. I came second in the Kokura Junior Stakes because I tried to run it as front, I have to reset now. I think you're costing yourself more than you think. But it's a great power training that I can't take because there's a versus race today. Can I even afford anything from this shop? I don't need a fourth plane cupcake, so let's disabuse that notion. I wouldn't mind having a second speed ankle weight, though. Yeah, I think I grab you. And then can we maybe like win some races? There we go. Nice shop reset. We definitely want all of that. Possibly even the guts ankle weight. We'll think about that though. Yeah, and even a bad run can make a decent parent. And like, I get it, track blazer's long. So if you know that a run is rinsed from like, you know, the end of junior year, sure, go ahead and reset it, but you can take a lot of fairly mid runs and turn them into something functional by the end. Skin outbreak's fine, we can fix that. The 3-star spark is triggered somewhere. Nothing great in that. I guess standard distance isn't like horrible. Even Tokyo might not be horrible. You should buy the stuff that leaves first. We're at 2 empowering megaphone. Can you still buy everything else you want? You're doing 1, 2, 3 more races. So you're going to have 308 shop coins, assuming they all go well, and you need to buy 75, 125, 140, like 160? Yeah, we can afford that. Yeah, there is a very easy way to make strategist go away. I'm not going to do it because it wouldn't be productive, but you could make it go away if you wanted to. Let's get rid of skin outbreak. Any of these trainings worth taking? No. This is probably a rest then. I really don't want to rest. Well, you don't have energy anyway, just take the rest. Had we known. Well, I guess it's a gamble, right? But we do want medium straight, so I think we still gamble on top anyway. If we lose 10 energy, it kind of sucks, and taking the bottom option would be nice, because it's just free energy, free mood. But medium straightaway hint is so alluring. Oh, yeah. Yes, man. And then we're giving up a double rainbow power, single rainbow speed, single rainbow stam to run the spring 10 out at 559 with 1 recovery, with 2 recoveries, because glittering star isn't getting cheaper unless you get fast learner. With encloser savvy. No, this isn't going to matter. Your wit is so low, you'll never activate downhill mode. Serenity's bad. Standing by is not horrible. I could justify grabbing standing by here. That's about it, though. Almost hit UG, but no rainbows in summer. It'll happen. You might have to do a few runs, but eventually the RNG will line up. Winner? You're just racing in summer? Racing in summer is usually a pretty bad sign, but there's some runs where it's not horrible, I guess. If you need to find a silver lining, at least there's a ton of really rare tracks in summer break that you can run for track name epithets. Get all of like your Fukushima wins out of the way. Still want to come back for that Vita 65, but we don't have the ability to train this turn anyway, so I can punt it for 1 more turn. Go ahead and grab this. Versus me on the Victoria Mile. You hear slander of your 50 race schedule? Man, for parent runs, you do whatever you want. Updrafter is not useful. So this is going to be a Vita 65 into a training, no matter what the training is, because I need to build momentum for the rest of this run. Don't need any of the other stuff here. Fortunately, it's an amazing speed training. It's a level 1 speed, but we have 3 speed ankle weights right now. I think it's possible we could find the opportunity to buy another speed ankle weight. I don't think I'm going to use up 3 of them. So let's just use one now, because there's actually a pretty good speed training in front of us, even if it's just a level 1 facility. We're not getting our money's worth out of this ankle weight. We paid 50 for it, and we're only getting 20 stats. That's not a great exchange, but it's better than getting 0 for it if it's in our inventory at the end of the run. So let's do that. Let's take Yasuda Keenan. Still no weights. Okay. These days you're only doing dailies, kind of burned out. Need to make late surge appearance. I get it. I will say one of the things that I like to do for my own burnout, that's just kind of like fun as a long-term project, is archive unlocks for stories that you haven't done. So like, you know, chase a few hidden events for trainees that you haven't unlocked yet on like URA finale. And B, there is the completionist title in the game now for winning every single race for a trainee. That's also just kind of a fun long-term project to work on when you don't feel like doing ace runs or parent runs and you just want to chill. There's like some stuff that you can do if you enjoy playing the game mechanically. Like you don't necessarily want to like grind ace runs and get sweaty. There's like some fun stuff that you can work on that helps to keep it a little interesting. I was actually having my friend was having a really good time just like unlocking random gallery events for like the last couple days until we realized how close the next CM is and we're like, oh god, we need to start prepping for that. But he was making some great gallery progress. He's up to like 7 trainees that are done with every gallery unlock. Which is like, it technically levels your archive. It doesn't really give you like mountains of carrots, but it's something. We're going to come back and buy both those speed ankle weights if we need to. 4 speed trainings in summer break would go crazy. Although, if we wanted to manage energy, because we don't have a ton of energy recovery available to us right now, we have 4 Vita 20s and 2 good luck charms, and that needs to get us through the rest of the scenario. I think taking this wit is justifiable. It's not that far off, and it saves us so much energy. So take a Vita 20 so that you can train without failing, because failing this training would be really nasty. But then we can take the next training without doing any energy consumption, like any item consumption. Don't love that stamina training, but also don't love that power training, but also don't love that wit training. Do I have a whistle? It would be so greedy to whistle this. It'd be really greedy to whistle this. I think I'm supposed to just take the stamina training. Because it might help get Guts to 600. No, Guts is going to get to 600 at the end of the career no matter what. I think I take this power training. Because it helps move power to 1100, and I don't know when else I'm going to use this weight up. So let's go like this. And then these last 2 turns are probably going to be fail tag, unless it's a wit training. We'll see. It's actually just another good power training. We don't have a power ankle weight in the shop though, but I probably still take it. Well, no, Marvelous Sunday is really valuable here too. Oh, man. Interesting. I really want the hint from Sunday. And I think it's more important than taking this power training, because if we get a few good speed trainings to line up, we're going to hit 1100 power anyway. Like right now we're at 900. We only need 200 power, basically, to get to 1100. I think I would rather have the Sunday hint, because if it's ramp up or tail held high, that's so good for us. Hesitant pace isn't bad either. Have a good one, Apple. Thanks for hanging out. Always nice chatting. And then here, 100% we use the speed ankle weight. So we preserve both fail takes through this summer break, which is very good. Because that means that we save them for the finals. And then we don't have to worry about our energy management as much. I guess I would take Speed Star anyway, because it's possible that this is Pace Chaser Pinks. Or that we use it for a Pace Chaser in like a weird CM environment where we expect everybody to be front. And then because there's nothing else to buy here and we're getting close to the end of the run, I think I grab both of these speed ankle weights just because we can find an opportunity potentially to use them. Trying to get to 120k carats for the Tachyon and Light Hello. You're at 68k and 68 tickets. There's free pulls on the Tachyon and Light Hello banner. So I think you actually only need to get to like 110. And then your 68 tickets are basically 1500 per 10. So you have like an extra 9,000 carats in that. So mechanically you're at like 88k and you need to get to 120. I think you'll get there. You will probably get there, actually. I think you're set. As long as you perform decently well in CMs and you're in an alright club, I think you're on target. And 120k on that banner will be really nice, because you more or less guarantee that you're going to see both of them. I think that is some solid planning that you have done. We are probably going to get to 50, which means that we could pull 400 times, which should still be pretty good. It's not going to be 120, but I think it'll still be enough. Alright, go wait. Might as well. What else is in here for you? That's pretty much everything you want. And then this is a training turn. That's a great wit training. I think I'd be fine taking a good luck charm into that. It gives us energy to run the Autumn Tenno. Do you also want to megaphone this, maybe? Because where else are you going to use these motivating megaphones? If you use one here, then you have one motivating megaphone for 2 turns in the finals, and then the last one for empowering. So I think I can afford to burn one here, otherwise we're going to end the game with it in our inventory. So again, we're not getting great value out of this. We paid 55 for that, and we got 11 stats back. But it's 11 stats that we wouldn't get if we ended the game with it in our inventory. A lot of great trainings, but nothing that's going to be better than the Autumn Tenno. Go ahead and Cleat Hammer it. Good. This deck feels so much more comfortable to run than the previous deck. I think we probably still get to 1100 speed and 1100 power, but just in terms of like the stat distribution that it's given us during the career, it's been much smoother. So that's been good. Guts manual me, and that's it. We don't need anything else in here. Huey to cut me. You don't have any more Cleat Hammers. Yeah. We're just going to tank the fact that these run 0 energy. The run's basically over, and we have 3 cupcakes. So I think we're just going to eat cupcakes through any skin condition that we get. Which is not how it works in real life, but it works just fine here. That's our second empowering megaphone. So now we could motivating megaphone early December, and we'd have everything. It's also our third good luck charm, so we don't need any energy management going into the finals. I think that works out really well for us. Give me the Cleat Hammer and a G1 for extra skill points. We still need like 2 big speed trainings. But we have 4 turns to get it. Getting 22 speed there's actually really nice. It's a 3rd empowering megaphone. I don't think I need that. Do I need that? Not technically, but what else are you going to spend your coins on? You don't need the speed ankle, you have 3. So if we buy this, we run the Arima, we have 138 shop coins. Master Cleat Hammers are 40, so if there's 3 Master Cleat Hammers in the last shop, we'd be at 120 out of 138. We wouldn't be able to buy anything else. On the other hand, if we use a motivating megaphone here, we lose 20% stats on it, but we have 208 going into the final turn, so we could buy 3 motivating megaphones and any kind of like skill scrolls that are there. I think I'd rather do that. And then just like fail take into this power training, invite a 20 the first turn of the finals. So we go like this. We might as well use the power ankle weight now. We have no guarantees we'll get a better training later. This may also level our power facility, which would be nice. It doesn't, but that's okay. We could have cupcaked that as well, actually. We could have gotten a very small amount of extra stats out of that. Yeah, I don't think I need anything in that shop. Go ahead and Arima keen at me. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at any banners after Tachyon and Hello. I only look like maybe 2 to 3 months in advance, because if I'm not going to have 30,000 carats, it doesn't really matter what the banner is. I have no idea what we're pulling for in the fall, though. Or even in the summer, I guess. We're going to blow 50k on Tachyon and Hello, and then I have no idea what I'm doing after that. But we'll figure it out when we get there. I also think it's going to be tough to hit 1100 speed, 1100 power here. But I think our run luck has been... Wow, what a bad final shot. Woof. Maybe we could still buy the empowering megaphone. there's a bright side. But we don't need the speed ankle weight, because we already have 3. We don't need the good luck charm, because we have 2, and the Vita 20s are our energy solution. Technically, I don't even need that Vita 20. Pretty bad cleat luck on the final shop. I'm not that worried about having 98 leftover shop coins when it's just a bad shop roll. Give me a cupcake and a reset whistle because, well, how good is that speed training really? Not that good. Give me a reset whistle and a cupcake. We should be able to do better than that. These are still bad. Give me a reset whistle again. It's not a good power training. But I think I'd rather save 1 reset whistle for later. So, empowering megaphone, triple Vita 20. I'm not gonna roll forever. But I think that'll be fine. We Cleat Hammer for sure. There's a Wit card in December that's better than all the previous ones. So here's the thing. Is that, like, yeah, Mejiro Ramono is going to be better than Fine Motion and CB. But Fine Motion and CB are still going to be good. They're still going to be really good Wit cards. They're just not going to be quite as good. And so there's a part of me that thinks because I already have 2 really good Wit cards, I should probably not pull on Ramono, and I should focus on, like, L next March. Because I don't have any good speed cards. I have, like, 0 good speed cards. If I didn't have L, or if I didn't have Fine Motion and I didn't have CB, but like I did have Kitasan, I think that would be flipped, where I'd be like Ramoну is really interesting and good to pull on, and El Condor Pasa is probably like less important to pull on because I still have good speed cards, even if they're not the best speed cards, excuse me. I didn't even know you could lose these races. I guess we'll try again. I thought these were free. There we go. But I think because of how good the wit cards on our account are right now, Ramono is not as important for me as it probably is for other people who don't have those. It's the best speed training that we've seen. These are not the stats that I want to have at the end of this run. I think we might have just low rolled. We can still get decent sparks here. But I think this deck should be better than it is. Yeah, if you already have Kitasan and you already have Tachyon, I think your speed cards are in great shape. And if your wit cards are lacking, then you definitely would want to pick up Ramono. But I think you just kind of have to do it based on, like, what are the cards that you have right now? Rather than just, like, what are the meta cards to have? Because you only ever have the cards that are in your deck, right? It doesn't matter what all the meta cards are if you don't actually have them. What matters is what you have. And so you kind of have to play around that. Hesitant Pace, I guess, is fine as like a generalist. Killer Tunes is fine. Homestretch Haste is fine. Adept is fine. And now I could start thinking about, like, what if this was Pink Sparks for, like, a Late Surge or a Pace Chaser? In which case I'd probably want Fast and Furious. Steadfast is horrendous. So I could get, like, a second rank of Medium. Can I get a second rank of End Savvy? No, it's 117. Get one rank of Late Savvy, then. We'll just try and cover our bases so that even if we get, like, Late Surge or Pinks, or even if we need to use her as a Late Surge or Parent, we still could. They're, like, relevant sparks, even if they're not all focused on one thing. Anything that's 2 and 2 is good. Yeah, it's only S. This deck is better than that. 2 power, 2 pace, and all the white sparks I'm looking for. That's probably not good enough. I think we're gonna have to run it back one more time. It's getting there, but that's not the pink spark we want to see, and we'd like more stars for the green spark. The white sparks are great, though. The white sparks are exactly where I want them. So let's go try one more run. And then this is going to be the one that Apple suggested, where we borrow Yeno Muteki instead. I'm pretty sure we have access to. Yeah, there she is. So if we're going to run this, 3 power cards is way too much. So I think we need to drop you. And have you become what? I think you're supposed to be Creek. I wouldn't mind having... We need a little bit of stamina to survive stuff like the Kikukusho and the Spring Tenno. Swinging Maestro is good. Corner Recovery is good. She also gives Homestretch Haste and Ramp Up. And Hesitant Pace and Firm Conditions. Like, Creek's hints are fairly good. But then what does this put us at for race bonus? This is 10. 20, 30, 45, 50, 55. I'd really like that to be 60. But I don't think I have a way to do it without sacrificing Shakur, what I also want in the deck. I think we might just have to run with 55. This would be where having our own top rotor Fuku would be so good. I mean, it doesn't fix our race bonus, but like it makes the deck better. Yeah, let's give this a shot. And the reason we're using Muteki is because, first of all, level 4 hints. So anytime we hit a hint for any of these, we're going to get 4 hints for it. It's going to make it insanely cheap. We get It's On. We get Playtime's Over, which can be good. We get Hesitant Late, which might be good in this CM, and we get Medium Corners. So, like, all of the skills that we're getting out of Yeno Muteki are very good. Are very, very good for what we're looking to do specifically. So let's see how this works out for us. Hint for Air Shakur is really valuable, and nobody else is anywhere. So I'll happily take that. Whatever. I definitely want Eager, just so that we don't have to wait for it to show up in medium races. It's a huge training. There's no way anything else is going to be better. And then if we get, like, Ramp Up out of Muteki, it's so good. 5 hints for homestretch ASD. Yup. So that's done. We can just go ahead and buy that, because it's never going to get cheaper. Muteki's such a cool card, man. Maybe my favorite card that's not, like, totally meta. He's just so good at giving hints. Do it again? Yeah, I would happily do it again. Like, every single skill that she gives is pretty good. Fun. Good. Go ahead and buy that. We can't afford it yet. After the debut. After the debut, we'll go buy it. Guess we'll take stamina again to build friendship here. Bring Marvelous Sunday and Nice Nature up. Am I doing parent runs? We are doing parent runs today, yeah. We're working on a generalist Ryan parent that we can use in any CM where Pump Some Iron would be good. As much as I want to take this wit training, I really want to work on Creek's friendship because we want to actively build stamina a bit. And I think I want to level up my speed facility because we didn't get speed over 1100 last time. So let's try and focus on that. I don't need deep breaths, so just give me energy back. These are all horrendous. But I guess I'll take wit. Yeah, Muteki's a really fun parent card. That's also not a bad speed training, and then we'll just go into a rest after this. We'll keep building Creek up, and we'll keep building Fine Motion up. There's Hesitant Late, which we're also targeting. Actually, this could be Nimble Nav, so we should probably take this wit training too, and then just rest next turn. Right-handed, not exactly what we're looking for, but I do need to remember to buy that. And then I think 26 is too rich for my blood, so let's go ahead and rest now, and we'll get ready for debut. 30's unfortunate. That could be Nimble Nav again. This could be Spurt. We should probably take the power, because it's a more relevant skill, it's a more relevant stat, and Shakur is more targeted towards end closer stuff that I want. Whereas Fine Motion, we're really only looking for Nimble Nav, and that's it. The rest of this stuff is not useful. So I think this is supposed to be power. Have a good one, Milas. Thanks for hanging out. We're probably going to be done after this run anyway, because the timing is going to be pretty awkward. We're going to be done with this run at like 5:30 probably, and it's not going to give me enough time to start another one. So we'll like finish dailies up and probably end at like 5:45 today. It's just the way the run timing is worked out. Run this as pace for consistency. Can't get a skill hint from it anyway. There's our mood fixed at least. So if this shop is like Vita 20 plus Megaphone, we can go crazy on training. A strategy is not particularly good, so just give me power and wit. And we have it unlocked already, so if we really wanted to buy it, we could. Okay, that's also a plan, I guess. We'll come back for the Artisan Cleat Hammer. But let's go ahead and use those, especially because Friendship is really struggling right now. It's a good power training, too. If only there was a Vita 20 in that shop as well. This has to be a rest, though. I'm not willing to gamble on that. Hint for Shakur is good. Can be relevant skills. I don't like that it's on Guts, but I do like that it's a hint. Standing by is not horrible. It's not great, but it's not horrible. Let's also load our schedule up, and straights is good. Load. Nothing, 2 friends, 1 friend, 2 friends on a more relevant facility, because I do want to get speed leveled up. And the friendship is lower. Yeah, I think we take speed here. Biwa ace runs for CM13. Biwa's an interesting choice for Taurus. She has so many recovery. Well, I don't want to end the support card chain. Give me 20 energy. She has a ton of innate recoveries, doesn't she? Is the unique good, though? I can't afford any of this but Tail Held High, and Tail Held High can't activate because I only own 1 skill. So let's just go ahead and take the race as is. And closer me. Good. Seeking the Pearl in 11th. Owned, owned, owned. So owned. Strategist. Get out of here. I'm so tempted to buy it just to make it go away. Like, it's cheap. It's not that bad. Single rainbow 30% to fail versus a versus race. We take the versus race for sure. Thinking of bringing Arden in Taurus. I think Arden is going to be really good in Taurus. I looked at Arden, and if you can get her unique to trigger, it triggers at exactly the right time. Hey, we can pull it up quick. And I can also look at Hayahide, because that was the one I was curious about as well. She would be a pace chaser. Yeah, like this is a really nice time for her unique to trigger. You get a ton of value out of it happening in late race. And then where's Hayahide? Do you give acceleration? Just target speed. But if you can get a little bit of acceleration in here, like let's say you get redshift, and you get head-on, and you run that as Excel. Let's do it again so head-on also triggers at a useful time. Holy, it's so late. It's so late. I didn't realize that head-on could go this late. I guess technically it's still in late race. It's just a really unlucky trigger for it, I guess. Yeah, you still get a good amount of velocity out of Hayahide's unique. It's active for this whole period of time. I can see that. Those both look like decent choices to me. Yeah, I think Arden is really interesting too. There's a lot of good pace chasers around that I think could work fairly well. That's a ton of empowering megaphones. Ten stam, 10 wit versus 10 power, 10 wit. The stamina needs the help. Let's make sure we're building that early. Let's also... Well, you bought it already. So you can actually just go like this, buy both those empowering megaphones. You're set for summer break already. Do you have any energy? No. So we're just gonna rest. Plus 70 is really nice to hit there. Maestro's done already, so at least we can buy a recovery if we need one. Excited to see all the different runners in CM13. It will be nice to have a bit more meta diversity for sure. You don't have to figure out how to beat Christmas Ogre in every single race. I mean, I'm sure we'll still see some of them, but it's not going to be nearly as prevalent as it was last time. And I also think the Derby track is a really nice blend of stuff that favors frontrunners and stuff that favors end closers as well. Like, you have a corner that's built perfectly to trigger red shift and angling and scheming. So you've got good frontrunner meta, but then you also have this really long backstretch that's good for dueling, for lates and ends to pick up on velocity. So I think there's a lot of stuff that's just working really well on that track for you to run a lot of different kinds of things and have them all work. This is probably a stamina training. How are you going to make it through these 4 races with that energy, though? I guess it doesn't really matter. You have a hand cream and a cupcake, so even if you do get race fatigue, you can just deal with it. Let's level. Energy 10 versus mood +1. We're already at great, so I'll just take 10 energy. It might help us survive race fatigue, you never know. Shakur hint at 7% to fail, or versus race? Definitely versus race. Good. All your aces will have OG Maru ult? I could maybe see a world where you could stick it on an end closer and hope to get lucky with your positioning in late race. Oh, you're running Christmas Hayahide. That changes things. I don't even know what Rogue Caroler does. Oh, it's mid-race velocity. Okay, sure. If phase is mid-race, but you're over halfway through, and you're second or worse, but you're in the top 40, you get bonus speed. Is it possible that you could hit velocity carryover with that? No, it triggers at a very, very specific time. It looks like, anyway. It'd be interesting if it was just a little later. You could maybe get velocity carryover out of that, but I don't think you can. Unyielding Spirit we don't need. We can just take skill points out of that. Medium versus race. Technically we should look at trainings, but I don't see a rainbow and I don't see a hint. So I think we just go like this. Run the medium because that's what we want to be. Make sure you're not about to lose anything from the shop though, because you want that and that. And that. You probably want that speed ankle late too. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Mech. Is the Tamamo that I build, I would like her to have anchors away as an inherit, if I can get away with it. You know, it's worked out the last 2 times we did it. I'm going to spend 1 clock on a G3 in junior year. We haven't been punished for it yet, so we won't be punished for it now. There we go. I think the idea of a Tamamo that just has a ton of mid-race velocity and pushes into 5th or 6th by late race anyway and then hits accelerations is really interesting. And I think it's probably going to be what I try to build my end closer for. Especially because we have CB now, so like we have an easily accessible Daring Strike. We don't have to run Admire Vega to get it. We can get it off of a wit card that we'd rather be running anyway. So this will reroll if we lose. We might as well Queet Hammer it. Actually, will you Cleat Hammer that? Or will you reroll that? Because we're not doing the JF Mile epithet. And you don't really need the coins. Actually, maybe we save a clock on that. I think I can live with second. It costs us a little affinity for the eventual parent, but Let's not just blow all of our clocks in junior year. Let's spend like 1. Also, you could have taken bottom option there because you're already out of energy. Stop playing on tilt and slow down a little bit. 4 consecutive races is fine. We also dodge race fatigue, which is nice. Let's recenter and play well instead of throwing because we came in 2nd place and got mad. There we go. Okay. Back to normal. 18 free wit. Speed ankle weight is something I would definitely like to buy. This is going to be a rest for sure. What's next banner we plan to pull on? Next banner is going to be Hello and Tachyon, for sure. That is going to be the next thing that we pull on. Grab the ankle weight before it leaves. And then what else do you want in here? A Vita 40. Hang on. What's your training today? A speed that you would like to take. You could Vita 40 into that. You have a fail tag? You have a fail tag. Maybe you should fail tag into that. And then you could Vita 40 next turn. I think I buy just the speed ankle weight because I want the speed ankle weight. I'm going to let my next turn dictate whether I buy that Vita 40. Because if our next turn is a wit training, and we're going to fail tag the speed training to build our friendships and maintain momentum. I wish I had a motivating megaphone here too, because we're probably going to train for 2 turns. There is one in the shop. It costs you all your coins though. You don't have other energy recovery. Yeah, you can't get that. That's too bad. If we had just a few more race coins, we could have had a really interesting series of turns here. But I think for now, let's just prioritize friendship on a facility that we know we want to level. And then if this is a wit training, we can drink a Vita 40 into it. And then take it. And continue building friendships. Because we know that Creek is low and we want to keep her moving. We get a free mood up early February, so there's no real point in cupcaking these. We're not getting a ton of stats out of them. We're mostly just doing these for friendship and facility level ups. That's mood back to great, and then today is a versus race. As much as I would like more Yeno Muteki hints, I think I need to keep building shop coins. So let's do that. Good. Because there's a lot of stuff in that shop I still want to buy. Nail corner is not exactly what we were looking for. But stam scroll, artisan cleat hammer. Hand cream you have already, so we don't need to get another. Cupcake you have 1 already, but 2 would be nice. And then you're probably looking at like maybe a guts ankle weight, just in case there's a good guts training in summer. You can get a few extra stats out of that. 25 to fail on a wit training. With a Shakur hint on it. Oh, the upside of this training is really high. We're only 1 in 4 to fail it. I think we take it anyway. That's fine. If we had succeeded at that training, I think it's really, really good. So we might as well try and gamble on it. Because we still have enough energy to get through these 3 races, and we have a shop reset that could have energy items in it. So we can just hope that that fixes things. Did it? Not good to lose the gamble there, but we do have an energy drink if we need to use it. Yano Muteki's done, so there's its on. We are going to have to use that energy drink. But I think I take a guts ankle weight out of this and a power ankle weight out of this. And then we'll have 200 shop coins for the reset. Well, 100 and then 200 after early April. So we should be able to buy most of the stuff that looks good in the shop reset, unless it's like 3 empowering megaphones and a kale juice. And like 2 ankle weights. Losing energy gamble's fine there. Empowering Megaphone Master Cleat Hammer is really going to eat into our coins. But we want both of them. Nimble Nav hint. That's a big deal. That means we don't have to chase fine motion hints so hard anymore. And we don't see a ton in this shop that we need to buy. We want Artisan Cleat Hammer, Vita 20, Grilled Carrot, 2 speed manuals. Actually, we want to buy most of the shop. We want the Miracle Cure, and we might want a speed ankle weight too. We want to buy most of them. So we're going to be farming carrots big time here for the next few races. Or farming shop coins. Give me Artisan Cleat Hammer for the Satsuki show. Stamina is a little low. Maestro's not getting cheaper. Nimble Nev's probably not getting cheaper. Standing by is probably not getting cheaper. Tail Held High is definitely not getting cheaper. Oh, Princer, welcome back. I think I take Standing By here. And then I guess technically that's probably all we need, like capital N need. So let's just go with that. It is not possible for Tail Held High to trigger yet, but it's getting there. Well, Corner Recovery can get cheaper. Maestro can't, because she can't give hints for it anymore, but Corner Rec could get cheaper. I think this is fine for getting through the race, at least. And we use the Artisan Cleat Hammer already. Yeah, we should be fine. We didn't technically have to buy Tail Held High there, but the only way that gets cheaper is with Fast Learner, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Gamble doesn't matter again. That's a huge shop reset. I think I actually skipped that Empowering Megaphone. Because we already have like 3, maybe 4? I think we also may have dodged Race Fatigue. Give me Speed, because we're not getting it to 1100 on these runs. We did dodge Race Fatigue. And we have 4 Empowering Megaphones already. I don't think I need a 5th Empowering Megaphone if that's the case, given how much other stuff there is in this shop that I want to buy. Do I have any way to train this turn? No. So it doesn't... Ah, it's a good whip too. You could try and Vita 20 into it. Do something like this. I think that's still going to be like a 50% failure rate on that training. Whereas if you rest and you hit plus 70, you could probably train early June. Also, you have no plan for summer break right now. Well, no matter what, you use this. I think this turn has to be a rest. I think it's too greedy to go for that wit training. We're not that far off right now on getting everybody to gold. So let's not try and push our luck. If we win one of these gambles, we can Vita 20 and train early June, and then we can figure out what we're going to do for summer break after that. But this should be alright. That'll be a reroll. We need those coins because there's a lot of stuff in that shop that we still want to buy. I'll do one more. But this is not a crown race. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna have to give up on that. That's just the 3 runs where we're getting a little bit blocked, I suppose, because the stat line is fine. Oh, he's leaving 1 turn. Oh, that's so bad. I guess we take the Cleat Hammer over the Stam Scroll, but I would have loved to have both of those. We really needed to win that race, unfortunately. And then this is Derby. We're at 280, but we have a recovery. I think you're supposed to wait and see if those can get cheaper. I think we just trust in our current stat line for the Derby. This is not good. We didn't lose to stamina. We got blocked. We didn't lose to stamina. Just run around them, Ryan. Oh my god, run around them. Go around. This is heavy late surge attacks. Okay. So it's not going to be great. We're going to be missing out on a lot of stats and a lot of affinity from that. But it doesn't necessarily tank the run. This does mean that we cannot train early June anymore because we've blown all of our energy. Which is too bad, because I'd love to take that training. Well, maybe you still could. What are you doing in summer break? You have no money, is the biggest problem here. So you go like this, you're going to have 110 coins going into summer break. You would need to see kale juice specifically in the summer break shop. Otherwise, you are in a ton of trouble. And we kind of need to high roll the rest of this run if we want to salvage it. So let's say that we'll see a kale juice or a fail tag in summer break. Honestly, I'll take the energy. I'll happily take the energy from that. And then let's try and win the Takarazuka. I need the coins from this. And we don't have a reroll. Okay. Okay. We're kind of back on track. I don't want any of those items. Kale juice me. None kale juice. Well, now we have a problem. None of these trainings are good. We could just rest this turn. I wish I could take that speed training. But if we rest, it fixes our mood and it fixes our energy. You should buy the stuff that leaves first, so that would be speed scroll. We don't need an empowering megaphone. Guts manual's fine. Master Cleat Hammer is good. Speed manual, and I'll come back for power manual. Why does Nishino Flower and Seeking the Pearl have so much win rate? They're just really scary in Track Laser for some reason. This does not feel good. That feels good, though. I feel better now. So this needs to be power training and then wit training next turn if we want to have any energy to do anything. It's not a great wit training, but if we take it, we can train the turn after this. So I think we have to take it anyway. And then I can take this speed training and just cross my fingers that 9% is good enough. So we go empowering megaphone, speed ankle weight. We're only going to use half this speed ankle weight because we race early September. But at least we get one good training out of it. Every Uma NPC that has an Excel can be scary. I don't think either of them have their unique skill, though, which is the weird part. Like, if we look at this ticket, does this ticket have her unique? Yes, okay. We'll look at Nishino Flower next time and see if there's a particular stat line that makes her good. But I don't think, the last time I looked at them, I don't think that Nishino Flower actually had her unique. Hint for Eager is nice. We have it already, but another hint is nice. Gambit is bad, so let's take Speed Guts. And then we're just going to have to do this on 0 energy. I would love a Yeno Muteki hint, but we need the races even more because we're falling behind on shop currency right now. I don't need any of the ankle weights. So at least we're going to be at 195 going into the next shop reset. Unless we lose this race, I guess, which could technically happen. But if we win, we'll be at 195. So that's good. Even if we get race fatigue, we can fix it. Speed Star is not particularly useful for us. We have none energy management in the shop, but we buy this. Another Yeno Muteki hint. The water I'm drinking? Yeah. Absolutely. It's the largest cup that I own. And I fill it up before stream starts, and then I drink the whole thing by the time stream is over. Because we be yapping up here. Should probably buy Maestro for this just to be safe. Especially because we have no clocks. I really don't want to be losing races to RNG at this point. Up-tempo is not consistently going to go off, but we maybe look at end-closer straights at this point. It's just a little bit of mid-race velocity. And then we cleat hammer the Kikukusho. Okay. Mostly back on track. Losing the derby sucks. However, we're still getting skill points out of this at least. 18 power, guts manual. Give me that. This is QE2 cup. I would really like to see a kale juice out of any of these shop resets because I'd like to train early December. We'll see if we can make that happen. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. We can still win it next year for the affinity bump. But this is detrimental to my shop coin budget for sure. It also means I'm going to have to run the mile championship on no energy. Give me these two. I don't think this is a deck problem. I think this is just an RNG problem, honestly. Because we've done more or less the same schedule for the previous 2 runs and they worked fine. What happened to the clocks? We spent 3 of them on like the NHK Mile Cup. Oh my god. It's not good. Oh, it's not good at all. We spent 3 of them on the NHK Mile Cup, and then we spent 2 on the Derby, and then they were all gone. And then they vanished into thin air. But that's just how late surger and end closer runs go sometimes. And to be fair, the previous 2 runs, I think we spent most of our alarm clocks on the previous 2 runs, but we won everything. So, like, we spent, oh my god, some runs just are not the run. We spent all of them, but we derived value from them. This run, we have spent all of them, and we have nothing to show for it. Glue? No, it can't be glue because I don't have enough time to start a new run. I can't do a 40-minute track blazer run and still do dailies. And I've got to go to the grocery store after this. So we need to lock in for the rest of this run and just hope the sparks are good. Glue is not an option. There's a mood fix. That's one part of the equation. It's a good shop reset. That's another part of the equation. I'm a little worried about Night Owl, because we have not seen good energy management in many of these shops. This is probably our opportunity to start picking up empowering megaphones for the finals, because we are flush with coins right now. Don't need a second rich hand cream. I think we can just sit on that. Don't need motivating, and we've got the ankle weights already, so we can skip all of that. Let's do a medium versus for fans, and then we'll do the American JCC next turn, and then we'll probably go into a rest. If we get skin condition, we do have the cream. And we could even buy a second cream from the shop. Another empowering megaphone and speed ankle weight is kind of interesting. I do only have 1 speed ankle weight right now, and we're still building towards having 5 megaphones. So let's go like that. And then we might as well run the American JCC for the epithet, even though it's not a versus race. Well, never mind. We still get the shop coins out of this, at least. This isn't like, is this a stats problem? Are my stats just bad and I didn't notice? No, my stats are not bad. We're just getting unlucky. So go like this. And then obviously this has to be a rest. Like we could fail tag this, but fail tag is my only energy management right now. Okay. That's fine. Medium corners I want, because I don't have it yet, and I don't really need the sand power. You can't train this turn. You have versus races. Take the Kokuro, because that can contribute to an epithet. I'm hoping that we also get a nice 3-star spark here, because I would love to have a usable Ryan. And I think it would be appropriate for this run to be the run that winds up being good. Because mechanically the run has not been good. So we can grab both of these. That's empowering megaphone 5, so we're done after this. We have all the empowering megaphones we need for the rest of the run. We can take an Uma Stakes rival. I don't think we're going to get to 3 Uma Stakes races. But this is at least a rival race. So it could be a skill hint. Before the CM starts, you're grinding like 10 legacy runs. This is the only legacy runs we're going to be able to do for this CM. I just don't have enough time to do CM parent runs. I barely have enough time to do CM ace runs, honestly. Like, for areas, I think we did 8, and that's still, like, more than I usually do. I think our average number of ace runs for a CM is, like, 6. we do one per ace to kind of like sight the deck in and see how things are working, and then we do one and maybe two for like refinement, and that's already so much lower than what other people do. But we only do one run a day, so that's just the way that things have to be. We're still live for Senior Spring Triple Crown here. I don't know how we're going to survive the Kikuka show, because we're only like 400 stamina. I guess we do have Maestro, but Maestro is going to be doing some very heavy lifting. You get something gold here at least, so some 3-star spark is triggered. Mile, okay, so we're Mile S. I guess that makes our life, like, marginally easier. Good luck charm for sure, master cleat for sure. Speed training application, it's probably too late to derive value from that. Power ankle weight, you don't currently have one, so you could probably grab that. And then this is a rest turn. If we get a plus 70, we could clear Night Owl. Ah, never mind. And then we need to buy skills to survive the Spring Tenno. So Glittering Star is a pseudo recovery. Standing by we have already. Pay strategy. You know, we're probably fine. We have a gold recovery. We have a white recovery. We have a half white recovery. And then we have 400 stamina and 350 guts. There's a possibility we can win this, and I don't want to buy a bad recovery to try and do it, since we've already cratered a lot of our other epithets. That said, I still think we can manage to come like top 3, so we might as well cleat it. I can live with that. By 9 lengths, it was a stamina issue. But A, we knew that, and B, I can live with that. It's 2 useful manuals as well. Take speed instead of power, because power doesn't need the help. No, not skills. Shop. Yeah. Give me some manuals. Give me the Victoria Mile, just as a nice random G1 to get skill points from. And then we'll rest late May again. And then we'll do Yasuda Takarazuka into summer break. Still possible to salvage something out of this run. It definitely hasn't been perfect, but it's still possible to get something out of it. This is a free mood +1. Yeah, we don't need prudent positioning, so just give me the mood up. That saves me a cupcake. Good luck being a night owl when you're already physically exhausted. You can't take any more energy that's not even there. As much as I would like that Marvelous Sunday hint, I can't. Should still be fine. We can take another mood up here. This saves us cupcakes. Give me Yasuda Keenan with a cleat hammer. Okay. Most miles should be very easily winnable with Mile S. Yeah, plus 70 energy doesn't exist anymore. We hit too many of them early in the stream, and now we've used all of them up. Also, Super Creek is still not gold. Shinko Windy is still not gold, and it's senior summer. This run has been cursed from the start. Absolutely disastrous RNG. Like, Creek I get because she's 0 starting friendship, but Shinko Windy. It's fine. We won it in Classic, so we still get the affinity from it. Vita 65 is gonna save our life a little bit here. We have a Master Cleat Hammer. Stam Wit Manual. If I find the opportunity to rest this summer break, I would take it. But I think for now, we go Vita 65, Empowering Megaphone, Speed, Ankle Weight, and we just take a speed training. Can this be a rest? No, it should probably be a wit training because the megaphone is active. Can this be a rest? No, it should probably be a power training because it's pretty good. And we have the power ankle weight for it. So give me something like this. This still doesn't put Shinko Windy at gold, by the way. She's close. But it's not enough. And then I think whoa, that's a good guts, though. That guts fixes a lot of friendship problems for us right now. But we're not training that much more for the rest of this run. Realistically, we only have 3 more trainings, and they're going to be in the finals. So I don't think I really care about getting you guys to high friendship. I think I just take a good training that's in front of me to take speed. Like, the later you get your friendship max, the lower value it is, because the less time you have to actually, like, hit rainbow trainings. We still need to build shop coins. And also we want skill hints, so we go back to racing. Okay. Nice time to win a gamble. Extra Master Cleat Hammer is nice. Ramp up, I wouldn't mind getting a little cheaper, honestly. Mood 1, Power 5 versus Speed 10. I'd be fine with Speed 10. We don't need the mood. We don't have a versus race this turn. But I think I'd still run anyway for shop coins and skill points. We do have a shop reset after this as well, so it's possible that we just get great stuff in the shop. Okay. Fail tag's not bad. Fail tag could be our training solution early October. Carrots. So the worst part is we might buy it. So we have 3 empowering megaphone. We don't need any more. I want a replacement power ankle weight just in case we see one good training. Stam manual, guts manual, rich hand cream, we have one already. Plain cupcake, I already have 2. I do think I buy grilled carrots here, which is so funny. Just buy grilled carrots in the second to last shop reset of the entire career. But it puts Creek and Shinko Windy to gold. So it's actually relevant. And then you could fail tag a training this turn, but none of the trainings are good. So I think maybe you just rest and see if you can hit the plus 70. Like, there's really nothing else to do this turn. Okay, well, at least that's one problem fixed for us. I think I'm still going to spend all of that energy. But at least we have our good luck charms for the finals sorted. We are banking entirely on the 5% chance to hit 3-star blue sparks here, by the way. We're not going to get anywhere close to 1100. And I am also beginning to think that this deck is a mistake. As good as Yano is, we need somebody to pick up the slack on stamina training, and Creek is not good enough for it. Would love Corner Adept. Out of all the decks we ran, I actually think the one that borrowed Chiono-O felt the best of all of them. So I think if we were gonna, like, run this back, that's a nice speed training, but I need the affinity from the QE2 Cup. if we were going to run a deck back, I think the second deck that we used was the one that felt the best out of all of them. Yeah, Chiono O's was really good. She's a really nice support card for Track Blazer that people don't really think about. Probably because nobody pulled on her banner. But it's a really, really nice support card. Wit versus Guts? I'll take Wit, please. Master Cleat. Don't need a powering megaphone. Could technically get power ankle weight. Like, if we see two good power trainings, I'd want to take both of them. And then we can run. We'll do the Japan Cup because we're still live for the Senior Autumn Triple Crown. We just have to accept the fact that we lost the Mile Championship and it's never coming back. Because we also lost the NHK Mile Cup, so we're not even live for that epithet anyway. Good. This is going to be a fail tag. It's fine, I can fix it. Cupcake it. I would love the Yeno Muteki hint. Like a lot. And then also, I don't know when you're going to use the stamina ankle weight, so you might as well use it here. Show me Yeno Muteki and not fine motion for the hint, please. Let's go. So we can now go and buy that. At least our skills budget is really good with all of the hints that we've gotten from Yeno. That's super cheap. And then a Rima with no Cleat Hammer, but that's fine. Yeah, the NHK Mile Cup is a surprisingly difficult race to win for some reason. I feel like I've had a lot of runs that are otherwise good that have really stumbled on the NHK Mile Cup. Wow, huge shop reset. We're not going to use any of that stuff, because we already have our early start is nice, too. Good hints right at the end. It's a good shop reset, we're just not going to use anything from it. Because we don't need the energy, and we don't need the fail tag, and we don't need the weights. So we've got Power Manual, Power Scroll, Master Cleat. Wow, only one Cleat Hammer. And then some glow sticks. That is not good shop luck for that run. But let's try and salvage getting our stats to 600. That's the biggest thing we need to work on. Guts needs a little bit of help to get there. Stamina is going to get there just off of doing the finals races. I think we may train Guts all 3 turns. Because none of these... Well, actually maybe Power's high enough to get to 1100 from here. We're going to be at like 1050 after race bonuses are all said and done. I think there's a realistic chance that we could get power to 1100, so we should probably focus on it. Let's go like this. Just put all of our eggs into the power basket. I'd rather have a better chance at 3-star Guts than have, like, a chance at... Or, rather have a better chance at 3-star Power than have a chance at getting a 3-star Gut Spark at all. Okay. For hard G1s, use the strat most optimal running style. I mean, we could do that. But I think I'd rather just, like, accept that some runs are going to be bad. Because we haven't needed to do that for the other 2 careers that we did today. Also, none of these power guts trainings are takeable, so we'll just take wit. Like, I hear what you're saying, and I think you're definitely correct. But on the other hand, this is the only run so far today where it's been a problem. The one time we switched up our strategy on the NHK Mile Cup, it's because there were like 12 late surgers and we were running end, so I just skipped to pace for that race specifically. But I don't think end closer has like cost us that much in these runs overall. And I'm okay, given that I'm playing a gacha game, to be like, yeah, sometimes my luck is bad, we go again. And I think this is just a run where I'm content to say, bad luck, GG, go next. Our power is not going to get to 1100, by the way, but an Air Shakur hint does have value. So let's grab that instead. Like, if this is Spurt, we're really excited to have it be Spurt. Because that's a valuable White Spark in general, even if it's not good on this track. It's not Spurt, but that's okay. Might as well Glow Stick. And then let's see how this turns out. Could still be good. It could still be good. And that's the part that's fun about parent runs, is no matter how disastrous your run is, you can still get good sparks at the end of it. And then it makes it feel like everything was worth it at the end of the day. Good. Yeah, we were like 30 points off. How many carrots did Club give? It's just me. So, like, 225 or whatever the minimum is. We take Eager, we take Fighting Spirit, we take Early Start. We take all I've got. We take End Corners. We take Medium Corners. We don't take Gambit because Gambit's bad. We take Adept. And that's it. So this is everything that we would want for this to be a good end closer. Strategist, I don't think I'm going to be using Ryan as a parent for team trials runners. I think I'm going to be using Ryan as a parent for CM runners, because we'd be looking for Pump Some Iron specifically. And Strategist isn't going to be good in CMs. So I might... What kind of debuffs did I get? Speed Eater's bad. I take Hesitant late. And then I think I might also take Intense Gaze. As like a few useful-ish velocity debuffs. And then just say that's it. We're not really missing out on anything that's super important. Movement and sight skills aren't worth for CMs. With a few very small exceptions, no, they are not worth it. And the ones that are exceptions are things like dodging danger plus prudent positioning, which is actually a velocity increase. And then also I think like meticulous measures has acceleration associated with it. This is actually not bad. Hang on. Eager end straights, medium corners, nimble nav ramp up corner recovery with 2 power, 2 medium, 1 pump. This is usable. This isn't good, but I think it's usable. The white sparks are very good. And it is a shame that the affinity is going to be so bad, because we dropped a lot of relatively important races. Like, this is an affinity loss. 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 But it's not that bad. You're a medium parent, because you're medium, long, medium. So this is really good for... It's also 6-star power. This is fine. It could absolutely be better. But it's fine. And we will probably end up using it as a CM parent, because it's Ryan and Dober on the same lineage. Huh. I wish that had been any of the other 2 runs that had good affinity, but I'm happy to at least have something that's like halfway usable. All right, let's go knock out dailies, and then I gotta get on with the rest of my afternoon here. Let's go get our random silent Suzuka star piece. We'll grab our stat stick tachyon to handle this problem. Awful mood shouldn't be an issue. There's our extra star piece. Still about 4 months away from unlocking Suzuka, but it'll happen. That is 6 win. Good. Cuckoo star piece, winning ticket star piece, alarm clock for sure. We burned a ton of them today. Medium shoes we'll never need. Victoria Mile we shouldn't need. So we're fine there. Let's go hop into team trials. We are still in retention range somehow, but I really don't think that's going to hold. There's only 1,000 points separating us from the current retention line. We need a better score to be safe. So we're going to have to dig that up from somewhere and hope that we can nail it. Here is the score chart. I don't know why you're so small, but I'll make you a little bigger. I almost wonder if I should parfait all 5 of these. We do have 93 parfaits. I really want to make sure we retain this week, so I'm going to parfait all 5. Let's just make extra double sure that we get there. Like, this could get there. This is 2, 3, 4, and almost every single other one is 1, 2, 3. 743, it's close. You're doing race tickets last, 1 by 1 if there's 3 tickets. That's probably a good approach if you want to try and min-max your daily shop. I'm content to just let it ride. Sometimes we don't get all 3 daily shops, and that's okay. Minus 14, Mayano minus 4. Tamamo to 0. Haru to 3. Air Groove to minus 20. If Groove had done better, we would have retained off that run. But let's try again and see if we can't get things to line up. This looks very bullish for us. That's a lot of bad moods on their end. There's also a lot of SS runners on their end. That could again be good enough. This is a lot of first, second, third. And then our loss is 2, 3, 4. 757, we're getting there. I need one that's just a little higher. Just a little bit higher. Vodka down to 11, Mayano down to minus 5. King Halo to 6. Gold Ship to 27, failing me when I needed her to. Air Groove to minus 19, failing me when I needed her to. If either of them had done better, I think we would have been in there. I really need you guys to lock in. I'm begging you. Probably not. 728 is not going to be good enough, but presents are fine. Long shoes? Absolutely. Autumn Tenno? We have a ton already. I don't think I need that. Team score is looking at Tamamo cross to minus 1. Tachyon to minus 17. Special week to minus 22. Haru to 4. Ras to minus 2. Air Groove to minus 18. So special week should now be over here. For sure. Yeah, the Guts Wit decks are really good for team trials. Unfortunately, we don't have great Guts cards available to us, so we're kind of just stuck with what we've got. This could be a high score. 746, not quite. Groove minus 19. Nishino Flower minus 8. Tamamo minus 2. Auction 16. Creek 1. Haru 5. And then last run for the week. So we either need everybody else to be really bad at team trials for like the next 6 hours, or we need this run to clutch up, or tonight at like 10 before I go to bed, I can go do another round of team trials. That's maybe good enough. I think that's probably good enough. That gives us like a 5,000 point buffer. It's also the 3rd time in 3 weeks that the very last team trials run we've done has been the one that puts us at retention. But that's fine. It's not like I'm stressed about it or anything. It's not like I have any family history of cardiovascular health that might put me at risk for like hypertension or anything. Special week to 23. Mayano to minus 6. Nishino Flower to minus 9. Auction to 17 really needs to get rebuilt. Taiki to 4 is advancing towards rebuilding. Air Groove has been extremely disappointing lately. She was so strong before we rebuilt like our 4 worst runners, and now that we've done that, she is not really showing up. But I think this should just barely clear for retention for Class 6. It's possible that people really catch up at the end of the week, but I think we should be okay for C6 retention. The issue is that I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to that line every week, and we're not going to have a ton of time to do team trials rebuilds because we have like back-to-back CMs coming up. So we're going to have to find some other way of handling that problem specifically, but for now, at least I think I'm safe in Class 6 for another week. Grab our stuff. We are done with our event title. We are approaching doneness with the event rewards. We will get there. And then let's go use up some of our coins. 5 to 6, 6 to 5 cycle gaming. Hey, we were in yo-yo range for like the better part of a month. We only recently escaped it, and I am grateful for the fact that we did, because being in yo-yo range is not fun. But I think we should be able to defend where we're at from here on out. And also, we're not ending nearly as early as I thought. But I gotta go get some stuff done with the rest of my day. It is a Sunday afternoon. I've got some chores to take care of before we head into next week. So thank you guys for hanging out. I will go ahead and give you the friend info for the account if you are interested in borrowing a long special week to help you out in team trials or fine motion for whatever kind of stuff you want to do with fine motion as a generalist wit card. This is the trainer ID for you. Subscribe to the channel if you are looking for daily Uma playthroughs and you don't mind getting notifications for them every day. Otherwise, they're always searchable if you want to just go find them on your own. And if you're interested in talking a bit of Uma offline, there is also a Discord that I can grab a link for here really quick, which I really should have like a chat command set up for, but I don't, obviously. If you want to jump in and talk about Uma there when there's a video that goes up or when we're done streaming. But until then, I will catch you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you around next week for the beginnings of Taurus CM Prep. Have a good one.